Excellent. Okay, we'll fade into me. Give me a second. I'll here. Welcome everybody. This is Duelogues, produced by The Line. I was gonna say on the line, but we are actually simul-streaming out to Euro's channel as well. This is going to be a debate between myself and Jovan, Euro and Dustly, who are representing the MAGA side. The way this one is going to work does require a little bit of audience participation. So we have a call-in system that you can call at 619-DEBATES. That's 619-332-2837. Think of this as a town hall style debate where you will be able to call in and pose the question. And you can either pose the question to our team, the opposing team, or both. We'll have a system in place. In fact, Euro, I know you're backstage right now. If you'll go to the group chat with Dustly and open that link, that most recent link, you will want that.
Discord?
On Discord, yeah, the group chat.
Okay.
So you're going to be calling in and giving us for the first part of the show. We'll do a little intro with everybody here as well. But for the first part of the show, you'll be introducing the questions. We're going to do that for about 8 rounds. I'm going to show everybody, including our guests here, the way this thing kind of works. So essentially, there is going to be a call that comes in and we will go through 7 phases total. There is actually, it's supposed to be a phase 0, which is the question, and 6, but I've got to fix this. This is a new app. I just built it. You'll see that phase 1 is the caller question that then we go with the response from the person. So let's say it was to the leftist. The leftist will respond. MAGA will then get 30 seconds to ask a clarifying question. Essentially, like, say that person, say we as the leftists skirted the question and tried to avoid it, or tried to Kellyanne Conway is the verb I like for it, our way with the question, a little like, can you get back on track? And then in this scenario, leftists would then get another 90 seconds to finish their response. Then there is a 90-second rebuttal, another 90-second rebuttal, and another 90-second rebuttal. This will switch back and forth where the responding party is one team, then the next team. And that is how each round, we're going to do 8 questions that way. But we do need you to call in to be able to get that going. Let's go ahead and bring in the guests here. I am here with Jovan. That is on my team. This is the team leftist, and team MAGA is Euro and Dustly. Now,
So
I will tell you, on the vertical view, you need to shift quite a bit. You are, half of your face is falling off of the screen.
the vertical view.
Dustly,
So
you were
here,
good, actually.
left or right here?
You need to push your face away from, right now, Donald Trump is the one mostly featured. His face is fully there.
Okay,
So
here.
if that's who we're debating, you know, and I might do the voice on his behalf, and it might, now it's 3 versus 1. No,
Here?
no, way
Wait,
worse.
how can I see the vertical view?
I will cut to it for a little bit for the horizontal view. So now you should be able to
Okay.
see it in Zoom, but I do have to switch back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here.
Yeah, more. I would go more.
Okay,
Unless you
more.
just really want to make sure it's important
I
to you that
do.
his face is on the screen
I
the
do.
whole time. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm back here. I never wanted to stand behind a man. Anyway, welcome, Euro and Dustly. This is how it's going to go. Euro and Dustly, you should see in the link that I sent you that calls are starting to line up at the bottom. What we'll basically do is each round, when it is your turn to receive the question, the opposing team will choose which question. So in this scenario, right now, there's only one question. If we said the leftists are going to go first, you would choose amongst, there's another question that is screening though, and will be added to the system. We'll bring that caller on air, let them introduce the question and go back and forth. Again, very town hall style. A caller's going to ask a question and we're going to back and forth with the responses. That way we can cover lots of topics tonight. Do you guys get it? You guys kind of see what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Excellent. Well, Euro, you did not make a sound. I don't know if you know you're muted, and I don't know if you know that your face
I
is once
muted?
again cut off the screen. No, okay, I do hear you now. The last time your mouth moved, I didn't hear you. Your face is off the screen, man. I don't know what is
There you go.
happening.
There you go. I'll just sit still right here.
Okay.
I miss a little bit, you know, I've never been in front of a man like this. I just, you know, it's just not right.
Just very close, and I think it's really beautiful in a lot of ways. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put 30 seconds on the clock, and we are going to let each person introduce themselves, tell them who they are, where they can find you, whatever information you find to be prudent. And as the producing team, we'll go ahead and let y'all go first, and whichever the two of you prefer.
Okay, I'll start first and then I'll let him go.
Cool.
My name is Graham. I'm 25 years old. I'm originally from Florida. I do political debates and talks, and I also do a lot of political debates with people from outside of America, like Europe and Poland and a lot of different countries, and I like to hear people's perspectives. And you can go follow me at EuroandTravel on YouTube. My channel is EuroandTravel on YouTube, and that's pretty much all I got to say. But yeah, my channel, I started off doing different kinds of content, travel content and whatnot, but I kind of, find it more interesting to debate people from all around the world. Go ahead.
Cool. Dustley.
Gus.
My name is Dustley. I reside in East Tennessee. I've lived here most of my life since I was about 11 years old. I've got my own channel, Tom Pepin TV. Do a little bit of political, a little bit of everything. You can't really nail down what I do on my channel. I do a little bit of everything with drone videos. I drive a truck for a living, love the job, delivering heavy equipment. But then when I'm not on my channel, you will actually see me most of the time co-hosting with EuroandTravel with Graham over there. And
cool.
That's really all I got.
Jovan.
Yeah, what's up? You guys know me. Jovan Bradley, Jovan_Bradley on everything. You guys are already part of the 300K of you that are on Instagram with me, the almost 100K of you on YouTube. I do debates every single day, been doing them for 5+ years. Hang out with Jimmy regularly, even though we don't like each other. Just kidding. Love you. You know where to find me. I'm here and ready with mountains of research. Let's do this.
Jimmy, I'm Jimmy Snow. Oh, I got to do a counter for me. I'm Jimmy Snow, and I was born in the dirt. There's a link in the description to the line debates in the future. We have Jimmy Snow on the line, and we have the line. We're going to be putting our non-call-in show. Obviously, there's a call-in element, but the actual versus debates on a new channel, and we'll be growing that channel up. So if you want to see individual clips and that kind of thing, go over there and support that now. We've just launched it. Only patrons right now are subscribers to it. So hit that link. But otherwise, I'm Jimmy Snow, and there's nothing that exciting to know about me otherwise. Cool. All right. So I think the way we're going to do it, when it is y'all's turn, I don't see any reason why we're going to have to use any kind of muting system. If things got crazy, we will. But for the most part, you're welcome to ask your opponent a question during your time. If you are asked a question, keep it concise, because these are 90-second things. Just answer yes or no and then use your time to clarify, and we'll respect it back the same way. If things got crazy, we can go to a system, if you guys prefer, where it's like during our 90 seconds, we mute. During your 90 seconds, you mute. But I don't know. I think moderation and moderators often ruin debates. So I would rather, I'd rather keep
You're
it
allowed
loose.
to interject in the 90 seconds?
No, you're not allowed to interject on theirs. You can answer questions if directed, but don't interject.
Okay.
You'll get your own 90 seconds. We've got a bunch of call screenings, so I wanted to give it an extra minute to get a couple more in the system there. Shall we do flip a coin using Siri, and that'll determine who gets a question first?
Flip like a 20-sided die, and each of us take 10 sides. Like
Okay.
each team takes 10 sides. That's more fun to me.
I'm gonna do exactly that. Euro, heads or tails?
Tails.
Siri, flip a coin. Okay, it says tails without doxing your thing. It says tails. So y'all will go first. We'll pick the question that will be posed to you first. The caller will get an opportunity. You'll get 90 seconds to respond. We'll get 30 seconds to ask a clarifying question or try and put it on track if we find necessary. You'll get 90 seconds. It's all laid out on the screen in front of you. I don't think we need to go over the whole outline again. Should make sense. There's the visual thing to help identify. You'll also see one of these sites highlighted. Jovan, we picked the question for them out of the ones in the queue. Is there one that you...
I already upvoted the one that I want.
Good.
I used that little upvote feature that you have there.
It is nice. Yeah. By the way, guys, if you see that too, you're welcome to do that. And you're welcome to put the stop sign, click the stop sign if it's a call that you're like just not that interested in. Or say it's a call that seems like it's another topic. That's kind of like the request moving on from it sort of deal. You're welcome to use that as well. We should have spent more time in advance before the show. We should have.
I tried to ask, but
Oh, it wasn't just you. We should have scheduled like an hour to go through it all or something. A lot of it was because it was the first time getting all the stuff set up. All right, let's see. Let's go to this. So you're wanting, what's the name of the caller you're wanting?
Zelda.
And people, we will need people right now. All the callers are calling in with questions for MAGA or us, I'm sure, or both. If there's any specifically you want to direct toward Leftist, call that in. We need to line up some on there as well. We want to make sure this is as even as possible. Obviously, we're going to have a lot more people on our side in the stream at the moment, but you know, Euro, call your MAGA friends. Tell them to call.
I'm ready. I told them at 7.
All right.
A lot of people are at work.
We are going to bring Zelda on. Zelda, you are the first call on the very first episode of Duelogues. Zelda, please introduce your question to the MAGA side.
Hello?
Hello, Zelda. Zelda, do you not hear us? Zelda, do you hear me
Hello?
now? I don't understand
Anyone
what's
there?
happening. Zelda, we tested the call system beforehand.
Oh, I can hear you now.
Okay, Zelda, would you please go ahead and introduce your question to the MAGA team?
Oh, absolutely. Do you believe that there is any justification for the Iran war?
Excellent. Thank you very much, Zelda. We will let you go there. The 90 seconds for MAGA begins now.
Oh, it begins now. Who goes first, me or him?
You guys decide.
You can go first, Dusty.
Yeah, I believe there's more than enough. There's 47 years of justification to be there in Iran. And I grew up, I'm quite a bit older than you other gentlemen here in the show. If there's one regret I have, it would be George W. I really believe that what's going on in Iran should have been done a long time ago. And it should have been done over Iraq even. We never found WMDs in Iraq, but we did find 60% enriched uranium in Iran, and you can't trust them. It's a known fact that they use the fog of war. They use one truth to anchor down 4 lies. So I don't trust.
What can you do with 60% uranium other than build a bomb? What else do you do with that? You can't build a nuclear facility. And also, this war has been going on for 47 years. If you just use ChatGPT or any of sources you want to use out there, you can see Iran has over 100 conflicts with the United States of America. We really have to go through the whole history. That's really the justification. In 90 seconds, I don't really have enough time to explain all that, but I guess it's the best way I can sum it up. But is it 90 seconds for each of us or both of us?
No. It's the both of you. So now now would be our 30 seconds to ask clarifiers. I would ask to be more specific, unless truly you believe the justification for the war in Iran is reaching 60% uranium. I know that you also mentioned not being able to trust them. Do you believe not being able to trust a country is also justification to go to war? Jovan, do you have anything? Hang on, Jovan, do you have anything you want to add to that?
Just show proof that they were actually building weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah.
Well, it's been recently on TV that one of the Iranian nuclear scientists literally came on TV and said, yes, we were trying to build a bomb. This guy escaped out of Iran into Turkey, and I don't know where he's fleeing now, but he got out of there and he left. That's evidence right there. Plus satellite imagery and technology, X-ray, all the satellite stuff we have. We can literally see the date on a penny from the space with the satellite. So I'm pretty sure we know what's underground and what weaponry they have. And also the uranium thing isn't even really the number one reason. I mean, it's definitely up there. I wouldn't put one above another. But as far as radical Islam, I'm not saying all Muslims are bad, because there's not. There's plenty of good Muslim people out there. But around the global terrorism in all countries around the world, they make up 87% of the global terror attacks is from radical Islamists. Muslim terrorists. And it's not just the Shia or the Shiite, I believe that's what they're both called. It's both of them. If you do the studies, one does a little bit more than the other, but both sects of being Islam, subsects, to clarify the different types of Islam, they both do terror attacks. But Dusty, what do you have to add to it? Anything?
No, not at the moment.
And also, if you look up Operation Praying Mantis, they try to bomb one of our ships with a what do you call those underwater things? I can't think of a those underwater
Sea mine?
Yeah, sea
Sea
mine.
mine.
That's a sea mine. And they try to bomb one of our ships in Operation Praying Mantis. They sunk our whole ship. We got our revenge back, but we've been going back and forth for years.
Jovan, you're welcome to go start.
Beautiful. Great. Let's just talk about uranium very quickly. We did a threat assessment in 2025. This was done by Donald Trump's own administration, by his Office of National Intelligence, by Tulsi Gabbard. She found that there was quite literally, and I'll read the exact quote, in the 2025 threat assessment: "We continue to assess that Iran is not building a nuclear weapon and that Khamenei has not reauthorized the nuclear weapons program he suspended in 2023. And he claims that they're building a WMD. There's zero evidence for it that's been presented by any organization. The Arms Control Association said they're not building it, and the International Atomic Energy Agency said they're not building it." To respond to the other things you said, the Iranian nuclear scientist you're talking about, he made that quote in 2022 and was talking about the 90s when they started their nuclear weapons program. He wasn't talking about today. He said he was talking about when they started it, so that doesn't show anything. We can talk about, you said, well, they have satellites and we can see all this, but you didn't actually give any evidence for them building it, so that's really nothing. Then we want to talk about radical Islam. If we wanted to get rid of radicalism, we wouldn't have put Khamenei's son in charge, who is infinitely more radical than he is and may actually want to build nukes to attack us. Khamenei didn't want to because he thought nukes were against Haram, so he didn't want those. And then to finish up, we talk about terror attacks. The United States is one of the biggest worldwide perpetrators of terror attacks in the globe. So that would be my response to all that.
90 seconds.
Well, as far as radical Islam and us creating radical Islam, if you actually look at the Crusades, one of the reasons that happened was because of 500 years of Islamic terror in Europe. So that's one of the reasons that the Crusades happened. And now we're going to sit here and say that I like how you didn't even give a rebuttal for the fact that 87% of the global terror attacks is from Islam. You just made excuses of us attacking them. Long before we ever attacked any Islamic country, they've been doing, damage in Europe and around the world. And this is part of their religion. This is part of, what they believe in. And as far as the nuclear stuff, there's literally images out there of their nuclear facility being decimated before and after. And as far as that Iranian scientist, I don't know if that was in the 70s or not. I would have to check the sources for everything as far as that. But if that was in the 70s, so basically you're admitting at one point or another, an Iranian scientist admitted to building nuclear stuff for bombs. So basically you're admitting they used to have a thing where they were building nukes to get us. And I don't know what you mean about Islam being against nukes. I don't understand that part where you said he didn't want to build it because of his faith or he didn't believe in it. I mean, he's not the only one he's a dictator, but there's still other people that pull strings in Iran. If you have money, we all know that's, political power in most countries. Go ahead, Dusty. What do you have to add?
If they were against nukes, then why couldn't they agree to the terms of the ceasefire, to the treaty?
Cool. That's us. All right, so we got to very quickly go through a few things. First of all, they had an agreement. If we didn't want to be in this situation, we would have stuck with the agreement. The agreement was working. It was the Iran nuclear deal. It was exceptional.
Also, that 87. I just want to mention that 87% number is made up. The Global Terrorism Database, which collects all points of global terror in the globe, doesn't even near put Iranian terror at 87%. So that's just a made up number unless you can provide us an actual source for that.
There is also going to now need to be an education, not even on the Iran war, but for people watching something called Gish Galloping, and I knew it was going to happen, where a person lists off a bunch, and Jovan very expertly dispatched with like 8 points sequentially, but he missed one. And so then the focus is on, wow, and you didn't even rebut that. A Gish Gallop is where you don't actually support your actual points. You introduce several points, but not the actual significant contributing factors. So I'm going to waste some of our own time to suggest as we go forward, and perhaps in the second round when we're asking questions more of each other, we'll come back to nukes in Iran. I'm going to suggest that if we're going to hone in, you actually go with something that is the evidence and not just list off a bullet point and then give very good supporting evidence for that thing, as opposed to trying to rapid fire a list and then go, okay, whichever one they don't remember to respond
Give me
to,
the last 5
that's going to be the
seconds real
one.
quick.
Go ahead.
Real quick. Also to mention, yes, Iran was building nukes. That was before the nuclear deal in 2003 or 6 or whenever it was. I don't know the date.
Exceptional.
As far as the terror rates, I wasn't talking about the Iranians.
Great.
I was talking about the global terror rates.
If you want to come back to this topic at the end of the show,
the topic's over. Okay,
the topic is over. That is the one topic ended. Now, if the two of you will look into your screening window, you will see that list at the bottom. You'll be able to choose a topic that you would like us to take. It looks like right now, all of the callers have only called in either with questions that could be for both of us or questions that could be for MAGA. We do still need some calls that are directed specifically toward the leftist team. I suppose if you guys want to pick from the both sides, or something, you know.
I mean, they could pick one of their MAGA calls and give it to us, couldn't they?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
There's no rule against that. You make the rules here.
That's true. If you just want to tell me the name of which caller you'd like us to bring on.
I'll let Dusty choose. Dusty, you pick.
It looks like Yoshi actually hung up. And
let's go with Yoshi.
Yoshi actually hung up. Unfortunately, that's what I was just saying. Yoshi actually hung up. So I do see are both Sam and Jonathan. Sam and Jonathan are both still there.
If you can see one before me, Graham, just call off so it's quicker because I'm reading them.
No, that's all on you.
Okay, here we go. James.
Okay. I think James will have to sort of adjust the question since it's going to start with us on responding. So we're going to bring on James in Florida. And James, if you will keep in mind that the leftists are actually going to respond to your question initially, you may want to reframe it because they pulled it from their own pool here. Go ahead, James.
Okay, I can reframe it from, I guess, as best steel manning them. Why is it that you guys are so buddy-buddy with the immigrants?
Why are the leftists buddy-buddy with the immigrants? So as far as if we were to just frame this for both people, how do you feel about benefits? How do you feel about the effect of immigration on society? Would that work well enough for both of us to work on addressing?
Yeah, I mean, we're going both sides, not against you. Got it. Yeah, that works fine as far as framing it, especially, again, obviously you guys are going to get into the data, so go for it.
Thank you, James. All right, so we will begin our 90-second timer. My answers are pretty simple. The problem with illegal immigration, the illegal side of illegal immigration, is the laws that have actually made it so difficult to immigrate here. It should be terribly easy to immigrate here. You should only have to prove that you're essentially not a felon and you have something to do here. And we have been our best version of ourselves when we have had more like an open borders policy because it is our strength. Jovan, what would you add to it?
Yeah, I would say we just see immense positives from immigration, even if we're counting undocumented immigrants. We see a higher GDP, and we see our GDP go lower anytime we handle mass deportation. We saw the same thing under Obama. We saw a lowering of our GDP. We know that they bring in $100 billion per year in tax revenue, and they don't use nearly half the services that they do, unless you're counting like their kids going to school, which I would never count because those kids are American. So like, I don't see the point of removing them. I would rather give them a pathway to citizenship that just benefits us more. It increases our tax revenue even more. It increases our GDP even more. And it like bolsters our economy in like tens of different ways.
So we'll move to the next phase. You get 30 seconds to try and push us on some track or essentially ask us a specific so that if you want to try and challenge us further, if there's something you want us to address, and then the rebuttal rounds will begin after we get the 90. So go ahead.
Are you there, Graham? I think my partner froze.
He's gone. Like he's gone.
Oh.
So
Well,
we're set their clarifying time, unless you want to.
If GDP was a gauge of how well we live, India would be on top and have the best quality of life across the globe. I believe they have one of the highest GDPs, and that is not the case.
I feel like you're trying to do a rebuttal instead of the clarifying question. So kind of like how, this would be a section where you are essentially taking up to 30 seconds to be like, no, caller's asking about this. We would like you to give your position on blank. The rebuttal rounds will begin, but this is, as you'll see on the screen, the clarifying question round.
Okay, I don't know where I would clarify at. I'm ready for a rebuttal. I'm
okay if he wants to just move to the rebut.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I mean, are we trying to figure out what the fuck is happening?
We should probably
with Euro?
wait for Euro. Yeah, we probably should
wait
him back.
I'm doing this for Graham. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd come on your show, but I'm kind of loyal to my buddy Graham here, so I'm doing this for him.
Yeah, I got no idea where he is.
He just loaded back in.
Okay.
He's in the Zoom call. Yeah.
Apologies, technical difficulties.
Okay, can we get back to horizontal?
Oh, yeah. Should be. Is it not for you guys? Hold on. Okay, there you go.
All right. Do you want to take the 30-second round and ask a clarifying question or give a point on which you want us to respond to?
Before that, was there anything you didn't hear me or Jimmy say in our?
No, I heard everything. Don't I get 90 seconds to respond?
Right now, you get 30 seconds to ask a clarifying question to try and direct where we're going.
Okay.
The rebuttals will come up. Yeah.
Okay. So my clarifying question, does it start now? My clarifying question would be, why do you think that all immigrants' children that are here illegally are the ones that are, going to school? How do you know if they're illegally in school or illegally in school? And also, their children obviously count because that's part of the weight on the taxpayer system. Even if they are here illegally, that's not what I'm debating. I'm just saying, their children are here, and that's a cost to us.
I wouldn't
and
care.
And also, they are a net negative. They are a net negative. Do I still have time? They are a net negative.
So I'm going to restore our time since you started coming in.
$9,000 a person.
Hey, you're going past your time.
Sorry, I can't see the time. I didn't see the time.
Well, it's in the link that we sent you. The big one with the face. It's the thing at the top. It's the thing in the middle of the screen.
We lost him again.
Just open one of them. And
every time
okay, he's back.
Yeah, when I swiped off it did that.
Right. We're gonna go ahead.
Just to clarify, those children who are here legally, they deserve school. I don't care what their parents are here, right? If they are legal American citizens, then we are duty bound to offer them education like we do for every other American citizen. If you want to have a conversation about like whether or not I don't care, they are legally citizens. The constitutional right still exists. You can't just say, well, I don't like that they're citizens, so let's take away their rights. They're legal citizens. Every state gives every citizen education. And like, if we want to say, how do we know who's illegal or not?
There's resident versus citizen in that scenario?
No. I'm talking about when you look at the budget numbers on the like drain on our economy, the largest bit of that, which is almost I think like 80 billion is what they count over the country, comes from educational cost for children of illegal immigrants. And again, those children are primarily here legally. Right. It's going to be legal citizen children, like children who are legal citizens. So unless you change the laws, you can't deny those children these rights. And in order to change the law, they're going to have to do a lot better than they have and get the Constitution amended.
Yeah. And I wouldn't deny them the rights anyway. They're here. Their kids are here. They're contributing to society. Also, we're not limited by what you can't fathom. I think this was a bit of an argument from ignorance. I've got to go fast, but how are they measuring? How are they? Just because you can't guess how they are doesn't mean they are. And they are measuring. There is actually ways they're figuring those things out. 90 seconds to rebut.
You're going to sit here and tell me that you know the data points, and then you're going to say we don't really know the data points? I mean, what sense does that make? And it doesn't matter what article you research, unless it includes legal immigrants and illegal alien immigrants, they're going to be a net negative. Even even if you exclude school, even if 80 billion was excluded, the number you gave, they'd still be a net negative, because even the left-wing leftist sources say that they're a net negative by $150 billion. And myself, I'm an immigrant. I've lived in 3 other countries outside of the United States. So as far as the immigration process being difficult, we have one of the easiest immigration processes in the world. And I literally, one of my friends is an immigration attorney, and I spoke to him about this yesterday, and his son is living in like the UK or somewhere. Like, we have one of the easiest immigration processes around the world. And as far as them being a net negative, even legal immigrants are a net negative, which I support legal immigrants. I'm myself an immigrant, but they are a net negative. There's studies that do show about 5 to 15 years, they become a net positive to the taxpayer system and to the society. The average American is a net negative for the country, because if they have one child, that costs $18,000 a year. So they're a net negative, but they're a born citizen, so they deserve to be here. The 14th Amendment doesn't have to be appealed. It just has to be read as it is, which it talks about slavery. We could get into that, but I need more time. But Dusty, do you have anything to say?
The 14th Amendment does not apply to anyone who is subject
Mass
to foreign
migration
powers.
destroys countries.
So
Look at
it
every
was
country
also
with mass
written for
migration.
slaves
Wow,
and
you
not
guys are
for the
now you guys are
immigrant
competing to
we have
talk
right
over
now.
yourselves during
Go ahead.
our time.
ahead.
So once again, restoring, since that,
Well, that's
that
a
came
couple
back
seconds.
in.
I just want to real
Let-
quick. I want to
it-
touch from the bottom up. Just like 1
I
second.
will give me the 5 seconds to say that isn't what I said. You said you're going to say this. I was saying just because you don't know the data doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Go ahead, Jovan.
Yeah, Plyler v. Doe. Supreme Court has already restated that the 14th Amendment grounds children of illegal immigrants the right to education. Again, this is already legal precedent. It's already been decided at the Supreme Court level. It was decided at the Supreme Court level. Exactly. So I can bring up other cases, but Plyler v. Doe is the only one that I need to bring up. If you want to get that changed, if you want to say they shouldn't have access to education, you have to do it now at the Supreme Court level or get a constitutional amendment passed. Yeah. Neither of which has happened, so you can't deny them education. You said a whole bunch of other stuff that like you had no sources for, so I don't.
By the way, you got to figure out what net means, because if you say they're a net negative for 10 to 15 years before they become a net positive, that would mean they're a net positive. That would be the implication of the word net. So I would advise using those words more correctly.
Yeah, you said leftist sources affirm this, but no, every source actually affirms they take less than they use. Every single one. The only one that doesn't was the CBO report from the Congressional Budget Office, because it added in education cost of their children. The second you take that away, because again, those children have a right to it per the Supreme Court, they are not a net negative. They actually are a positive.
And the final thing would be, again, the biggest issue is actually the obstructions and how long it takes and how much they try to stop people.
Over your time. Now you're going into my time. See, now you're taking time into my time. Reset it.
I just restored it.
Okay. So before you said all the sources, what sources are you using? Even Cato Institute has certain articles talking about how they cost $180 billion a year. I mean, I'm not going to say that's a leftist source. And also, as far as them getting education, they should get education if they're here, but they shouldn't be here. They should have never gotten here in the first place. They should have been deported. Mass migration in any country does not work. Look at the UK, look at Spain, look at France. I've been to all these places before, and mass migration has destroyed the country, destroyed the culture, and every single thing about it. And not to mention, I don't know what articles you're reading. I don't even know what source you gave, but look at Homeland Security. They did a whole thing about it. They said it costs $450 billion a year, illegal alien immigrants in our country. And that is like more than a lot of foreign wars cost. And that's just every year. But if you minus the taxes, it's at least $90 billion a year that cost us minimum, but I think it's upwards of $600 billion a year. And yes, immigrants, they are net positive overall after 5 to 10 years when the life starts being put in order and whatnot. But at first they're a net negative. That's why mass migration doesn't work. Open borders have never worked throughout history. Do you have anything to add to that, Dustley?
The only thing that I would add is it doesn't have anything to do with school. It has to do with employment and jobs. And if we have more jobs than we have people, it forces employers to compete for employees. And that doesn't happen when you're having slave wages. And as we know, people love their slave wages.
Excellent. That is the end of that round. Again, we can come back to immigration during the remainder of the second hour. Well, it's going to get the most topics in the most amount of time, or in the best amount of time.
So I've been writing down. I've been writing stuff down. We can eventually come back to some stuff in the last half, right?
Yeah, and we can in future ones we can add like an open discussion section to
Are
like
we on time
after
right
the
now,
back and
or
forth.
is it just like free time? I'm just wondering.
Well, as you might notice, we're not actually debating right now. We're talking about
No,
the
I know. I was
format.
just
So
wondering how
right
it
now, I'm
works.
looking at the list to pick a question for you guys next. Right now, unfortunately, I guess I don't know if your MAGA guys maybe they just need reminded the phone number, because I assume you have MAGA people, your fans who would have questions for us, but so far they're not calling in. We have plenty of questions for you, but the phone number is
I don't know, but
619.
the vertical format, all of our cameras, as far as I can see on the vertical on Euro screen, none of us are visible. I think it might be the same for the vertical on the line stream. Like you can't see any of our
Interesting.
faces.
Oh, we would have needed to know
anybody's-
that way before. Let me fix that real quick.
Yeah, you can't see any of our faces on the vertical.
What do you see?
All
right,
my arcade machine and everybody's shoulder.
You can see me. I'm the only one looking at it.
I wish
I didn't notice till just now.
Yeah,
I wasn't
this would
looking
have
at
been-
you guys,
This would have
though. I
been
was just looking
excellent
at
to
me.
know quite a
I was
while
just looking
ago.
at myself.
Let me go and check. Okay, I have to very briefly take down mine first, just the vertical, and fix that. Aha, this was not shut. Okay, save and start. And then I can go to 3. You do not
People
have
are
your
messaging
vertical.
me. They don't see the number, by the way. That's another reason you're not getting a lot of calls. People can't see the number.
You didn't put it in the description. 619-332. Do you have mods over there? Because what we're doing is we're having our mods spam it in our live chat. 619-332-2837. That is 619 debates. If you all need it, we're going to. You do not have your stream set to auto stop, do you? If you do, turn that off real quick, because I've got to stop your stream to fix the frame.
Yeah, and you never hit the right stream key either, I don't think.
It's live on your. You have some other one that it's live on.
Yeah,
Euro.
it's live on my other one. Yeah, it's live on my other one. So.
Oh, we are still on the Elon one?
Yeah, we're on the Elon one. I'll just change the title since you never changed it.
Well, I can't change it.
You can't change your stream key?
No, I changed the stream key. I told you it's the one that ends in war. You just gave me I think you changed the stream key on the Elon one and went out.
That's fine.
I'm looking at it right now. I have your most updated stream key. So I just need you to make sure that auto stop is not turned on, so that when
Okay, auto stop. Where do I go for auto stop?
it's in the main, when you're in the live streaming thing, it has those tabs. Stream settings is the first one, and it's under that.
I see stream settings.
Yep. And then under like where the title and stuff is, you'll see little switches you can turn on and off. Enable auto stop needs to be turned off.
I see stream health.
No, stream settings is the right button to be on, not stream health.
Okay, I see enable DVR. Is that it?
No, enable auto stop should be right above enable DVR.
It
Unless we're- are we just-
no, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say that on mine.
All right, well, I'm going to stop and change it and hope that for the best. Maybe we just switch to the correct one and you send me the right stream key for the other one. But I'm switching that to output 2, save, start. Hopefully we're just back on now with the right framing. Let me go check.
As far as I can see on.
Yeah, there's people in the other one still waiting. And I am going to click the stream key like it's 100%. Oops.
Well, if you send me that stream key, I can do something with it.
Okay.
I can switch us to that stream key.
And by the way, I don't know if your moderators are spamming it. Oh, they have to look in your chat because you don't have it pulled up on screen.
I have 3
You don't-
chats pulled up on screen right now.
No, I'm saying you don't have the number pulled up on you don't have the number on screen, so they can only see it on your channel because I don't have a moderator spamming it, so they can't call from my channel, you know?
619 debates, people. Throw it in the description there. That'll help you. Let me know when you're sending the correct stream key.
Okay, this is 100% in. I can even see people in here. Okay. So now let me go to stream settings. Hold on.
By the way, Jovan, I do check that chat. You know how many things I have to monitor right now?
Well, you shouldn't have said you would check the chat more often.
I let you have the one you wanted. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, that's fine.
Let's see. Did you fix the thing on your screen for you? Yeah, you guys are still on
Chat.
it.
Somebody in chat said they can't hear me.
That's probably that person in chat. They
Wait,
may also be fucking
YouTube
with
chat,
us.
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, they could just.
I don't
be
care if they
fucking-
can't hear me in the calling queue. That doesn't matter. But can you guys hear me on YouTube? That's all that actually is important.
War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. This is not one of my
Doesn't
points.
it
The song
normally
just stuck
pop
in my
up
head.
near the URL, the stream URL?
There's a button that pops up that says, hang on, I'll find it for you.
I think I need to go full screen probably for that. Hold on.
So you should see a button in the middle of the screen that says connect your encoder to go live, and then you click learn how to use encoders, and it will pop up your stream key and your stream link. And I just need the key. I know the link. Big round gray button.
I should end my stream here then and just give you the key for the other one, yeah?
Correct.
Okay, so let me end it real quick. Okay, so that might be the problem because I have to end it first, I think. Actually, no, because you can do 2 streams at once.
3 even.
What's the maximum? 3?
Depends on how you do it. You can send to an RMTP distributor and do as many as you want, but we don't use those. RTMP. I don't know what I'm saying.
Can they hear you or no?
Yes, they heard Jovan. I've got your DM open, so as soon as you got it, I can copy and send you live. This episode is brought to you by salt water, because that's what I'm drinking. Is water with salt in it.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, I think I fucked up. I started the stream on the other one, I think. Actually, it still says upcoming, but when I click on it, it says turn on your camera to start stream.
So you need to switch to, you should be in the manager.
Yeah,
go to
manage
YouTube
videos.
Studio, and then
Yep.
there's a manage button that looks like a calendar. Then you click the upcoming stream.
You click
And then
on
you'll
the live control room, yeah?
No, live control room would be the other one, right? Live control room would be trying to go live from the YouTube app in your browser.
Okay, so what do? You just click options, or what do you click on it? Just click on the name?
Did you click the icon that looks like a calendar for upcoming events? Manage. At least it's entertaining.
I'm in the studio. Yeah, MAGA tries to connect stream. No, I'm trying to, let's see. So I'm in the channel content. I'm under channel content in the studio, yeah?
And then you click the go live button in the top right.
You mean the create button?
Nope. Well, if go live's under there, but there's a little one that looks like waves.
Yeah, go live. It says go live.
Yep.
Okay.
And then in the
Click
left
on it.
panel, you should see a dot, a camera, and a calendar. Click
Yeah,
the
I see
calendar.
the calendar. Okay.
Do you see the upcoming event that's supposed to be this event?
Yeah, I see it. Click on it.
Yep. And then in the middle of the top screen, there should be a thing that says like learn how to use encoders. Click that. It'll give you the stream key. I don't think we're getting out of here at 8 o'clock. I think
Yeah.
we're gonna need a little time.
Fucking Christ.
All right, did you get it? Get the stream key there?
No, every single time it's just giving me a stream preview.
Did you actually
When
set
you-
it as an
when you
upcoming
click-
event that you scheduled, or is
click
this
on-
your go live
You don't
now?
even just click on there's a little, if you can see the thing that is where your video would be, and the
Yeah,
top
last.
right corner, it says stream key, and then tells you what the stream key is. Next to that is a reset. Next to that is a copy. Just click that copy.
Okay, I'm back on studio. I think the problem is it's like already live because it's asking me to connect the camera.
That doesn't change anything.
It doesn't?
No.
Okay, so it says stream key default. What the fuck does that mean? Create new stream key. Okay, so what? Okay, create new stream key. I'll put.
Sure.
That works.
And then we'll just get live on somewhere and let's just run with it. And if you have to change titles or thumbs, we'll just do that.
That's fine. Okay, it says stream key created. Did it paste it for me?
There should be a
Hold on.
copy icon in that top right window he was just showing you.
Okay, now it's saying learn how to use encoder. Okay, finally.
I just want
Yeah,
everyone to
it's-
know I learned how to do all this from an illegal immigrant.
Well, you can learn from anyone. You can even learn from El Chapo.
It wasn't El Chapo.
There you go. That should work, right?
I don't work with CIA assets. Yeah, that should do it.
You think El Chapo was a CIA asset?
Yes, yes. Of the 4 things I just said that were clearly jokes, the 4th one was the true one. Okay, that's set to that. That's set to that. That's set. Start. Okay, go and verify you look good and you're live and your frame is right, and then we will continue onward, Christian soldiers, marching as to war.
I think I have to wait a minute. Right?
I suspected. Marching as to war. It's my jam.
Yeah, what the hell? It just created a brand new one.
Good
Oh,
enough.
no, it
It says
didn't.
Euro and Travel debates Jimmy Snow on my end. Good
Oh, no,
enough.
it
It says
didn't.
Euro and Travel debates Jimmy Snow on. It looks right. I say we
Okay.
run with it.
All right.
Okay. All right. So that one was a leftist round.
Who won the round we just did, the tech issue round? Who won that one?
I'm feeling
You
pretty
guys
okay.
won by default. I had tech issues, so
Yeah. Probably caused by an immigrant. We will. Does that automatically play?
probably caused by whoever mainly runs the IT industry.
So that was not subtle. All right.
King.
Do you know which question you would like to give to our guys here, Jovan?
This is
Kinda
the
like-
free round. This is the free for all, or this is the
No.
regular?
This is us picking your question, and
Okay.
you guys will go first. We'll do a clarifier and go first. I quite like Val.
Oh, I like Brittany.
Brittany. Okay. Yeah. We can do Brittany. All right. We're going to bring on Brittany. Brittany, if you will give your question to our MAGA team here. Go ahead, Brittany.
Hey, thanks, Jimmy. Hi, MAGA. So this one's for Desley specifically, but anyone in MAGA, I guess, can answer it. I see you have that Make Elections Secure Again hat. So I'm wondering if you could tell me the last time we had an insecure election and what evidence you have that that election was insecure.
I don't have any notes handy at the moment. Okay. I'm winging this. This is everything is last minute, but we have evidence that is coming out weekly on voter fraud, whether it is small or whether it is great. I find it funny that Democrats look to place voter ID in other countries, but when it comes here, there's problems with it. You have to have a driver's license to drive. You have to have in most cases, you have to have a gun permit to carry. You have to have a license to fish. Why not a license to vote? If there's nobody's cheating, it's not an issue. It's a non-issue. But we should have have security. You should have to prove who you are to vote. Would you have anything you'd like to add, Graham?
No, I 100% agree. USAID funded Haitian voter ID, but they didn't want to fund our voter ID. And if there's no fraud and everything is fine and dandy, why can't we have the Save America Act? I'm just wondering if they're not cheating and there's no fraud and it doesn't exist, even though Kash Patel announced 2 days ago that there is voter fraud and he's about to do indictments. He's just waiting for it to come back from the court. I mean, if there's nothing going on, why can't we investigate it? I'm not saying that there is enough illegals to sway an election, but I do, think it's definitely possible, and I do think they cheated in the 2020 election.
So for your 30 seconds of clarification, your question was, what evidence do you have of being insecure? To the rebuttal of this was last minute. I'm sorry Euro didn't tell you. This has been planned for a month. I would have thought anybody would have been. And he told me you were the stats and figures guy bringing the evidence. So I would like to return to that. Certainly when we get to the rebuttals, we'll be happy to engage you in your points about voter IDs. I am hoping also at some point Euro lets you know you're not talking to 2 Democrats. Apparently you weren't briefed on at all what you were doing here tonight.
Well, is it us?
Yes.
Well, as far as that, I just gave you a source. Kash Patel, the FBI director, 2 days ago said that there's indictments coming. Fulton County, Georgia. He told me about that one himself, but I never said he was the facts and statistics guy. I said the other guy was that I wanted to come on. But we couldn't work out a time for that, and I thought this would be a good one anyway. But as far as there's evidence. The Fulton County, 300,000 uncertified votes. There was 1,000 illegal alien immigrants caught voting in Ohio. There was 30 illegal alien immigrants arrested in Texas for voting. I mean, there's definitely something there. And like I said before, if it's no scam, if there's no fraudulent stuff going on, there's no scams going on, they're not, doing fraudulent behavior, then why can't we just pass the Save America Act? I think we should talk about that. Do you have anything to add to that, Dustley?
No, I really don't at the moment. I know there's something I'd like to say, but it's just not coming. It's just not coming to mind at the moment.
Well, there's definitely fraudulent activity going on. Like I said before, I just want to hear what you guys have to say about the Save America Act. And if you're going to say the thing about marriage certificates, yeah, if you don't have a marriage certificate connecting your first and last name, then you're not going to be able to do anything. You can't get welfare.
Great. All right. This is easy. And I won't even need most of the time for it. Basically, what you just heard is there isn't actually evidence for voter fraud, but Kash Patel says it's coming. We've been hearing the it's coming forever. I've got a big press conference. We're about to do a big press conference covering it. The numbers these people tend to pull come out of their ass. And even when their own people, like the cyber ninjas, go to the most fraudulent area with the most voter fraud ever, and they do the audit, what did they find? That actually, when you fix it, it actually put it back a little bit the other way, that it actually turned out votes for Biden went uncounted and there weren't a bunch of mystery votes. As far as the Save America Act goes, that's certainly something we can talk about. I have no problem with some type of identification law as long as the burden is on the government to get the ID to every single person, thus that every person who wants to vote, the government has gone out of their way to make it easy to get that ID to vote. However, to the whole thing about what about fishing? What about that? You have a right to vote. You don't have a constitutional right to fish. And with a constitutional right, it should be as easy as possible. Anything you'd like to add at the end of that, Jovan?
Yeah, the Heritage Foundation's been tracking undocumented voting since the 80s, and they've only found 68 total cases since 1980 of undocumented immigrants voting at all, period, in America. And of those, only 10 involved illegal immigrants. So doesn't seem like an actual issue.
The Democratic Heritage Foundation, of course.
Well, one is too much. One is too much. One is too much. And as far as getting an ID, I don't know if you can't afford a $10 or $20 ID. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe we can make that debate. I'm not saying I'm for the government providing. In some states, the government does provide IDs. I think it's pretty affordable and cheap. I would have to see the cost and really think about that. I haven't really developed a strong position on that as far as that goes. But no illegal alien immigrants should be voting at all. And as far as votes for Joe Biden, I don't know what study or case that is. And I already told you that Fulton County, Georgia, admitted to fraudulently certifying their votes. Am I lying? You haven't even talked about that. 320,000 votes that were proven fraudulently certified. It didn't go through the 3-step process for vote certification. That's definitely some fraudulent activity. And also, Kash Patel, you know how an indictment works? It doesn't just happen like this. You guys complain we live in a dictatorship, but when someone goes through the process, you say, we were promised this, we were promised that. No, an indictment is a slow process. We live in a constitutional republic. So as far as just going through a process, it has to. It's not just going to happen overnight. We'll see if something happens. But I believe there's plenty of evidence already involving voter fraud. And if one illegal alien immigrant votes, they shouldn't be voting. And why are they giving driver's license out to illegal alien immigrants? If they weren't giving so many damn driver's license out to illegal alien immigrants and they were not wrecking the road, the truck drivers are crashing all over the place. And then they use that same ID to vote. It's ridiculous.
Okay. Well, let me
just galloped right by my house.
Yeah, hardcore. Just to start from the bottom up, Fulton County, Georgia didn't admit to 300,000 fraudulent votes. They didn't admit to any of that. They said there were some slight procedural errors, including like unsigned tabulator tapes. That's it. They made no, that isn't them admitting to fraudulent voter frauds. That isn't admitting to them messing up the process. That is none of that. That is you clamoring onto something. Secondly, no, there should not be a poll tax. We have a constitutional amendment, and it doesn't seem like you guys like the Constitution. The constitutional amendment, the 24th Amendment states no poll tax. The Supreme Court has reaffirmed time and time again that voter ID would be considered a poll tax. I'm not against voter ID. It would need to be completely free and given to everyone to avoid breaking the Constitution. If you don't like the constitutional amendment, you got to get it changed, which seems like going to be a repeating thing here. But the Save America Act is unconstitutional for that reason.
It is interesting, though, because this thing he wants to call fraud in Fulton County, were you to say on that basis some procedural errors, which is all it was, we need to throw those out, that would actually be committing voter fraud, because nobody has claimed that those 300-odd thousand were illegally cast votes, just that the procedure of counting them, that there were procedural errors. And so you would literally be throwing away people's constitutional right to vote because you don't like it. You don't like that they voted. And that would be, again, unconstitutional. Sorry, what?
You're being nuanced about it. I'm sorry, but I see fraud.
Tear me up.
Everyone's born with a birth certificate, so how is it a poll tax?
Was I just criticized for being nuanced about it? I'll let it go. Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
How is requiring them to get a new ID that they would have to pay for?
They can use the birth
yes, they would.
They can use a birth certificate.
It costs money to get your birth certificate. It costs money if you
Why
don't
don't you have a birth certificate?
I was a citizen. I didn't have my birth certificate on my hand. I had to go get a new one. That costs
money. Why? Because your mama lost your birth certificate? I'm confused.
Is it ad hom center here today?
It's not ad hom.
You can lose your birth certificate in a move. People might lose it in a move.
Do you believe that a person who has lost their birth certificate should not have a right to get it for free if voting counts on it?
I don't know if it costs money or not.
It does cost money. I just had to do it last year.
It's free to get an ID. In some states, you can look it up.
I just did it last year, and it did cost money because I had to order it.
So
I ordered it from a red state.
If the bill requires that you spend money in order to be able to vote, then it is unconstitutional per the 24th Amendment. Period.
Well, what about the gas in your car? You have to spend money to drive there?
Nope. That's not what the burden is. The Supreme Court's already done this.
That's a financial
No, it's not.
burden.
The Supreme Court's already done this.
That's a burden.
It's not.
Either way, I never said I was against giving out free IDs. I said I would put it in consideration. So that's not even my main talking point.
And mine was, I'd put the burden on, I'd start fining states. If they don't have at least above an X percentage, what that number would be, of number of citizens have IDs to vote, I'd start fining them and I'd issue them penalties, which would make voting mandatory in this country. You don't actually have to fill it out. You don't actually have to put a vote on. But the easiest way to make sure that everybody who wants to vote gets a vote is to have everybody turn in a ballot. It can be blank, but you turn in a ballot, it's your ballot, and it verifies that you were confirmed. I'm all for
I don't even think you should have to
all kinds of ways
that
would remove every bit of fraud you could ever worry about.
I say when you're born, All right, I don't think citizens should register to vote. They already register you for a social security number. They know your birth date. Make it automatic. The second you turn 18, you can legally vote. Then there's no issues there. But if you require, again, I'm not opposed to a voter ID. If the government just mails everybody out a voter ID when they turn 18, cool. I have no issues with this. Go ahead and pass it. My issue is the government cannot place a burden on voting via any sort of financial thing. That is a poll tax. The Supreme Court, again, has gone through this. That's the 24th Amendment. Get it changed if you don't like it. You don't have the 60% to do it, but get it changed.
There's no such thing as a voter ID. Like, there's no card that's voter ID. There's real ID, but there's no voter ID.
We know that. We know there's not.
There's you can use your birth certificate, you can use your passport, you can use
or
your
you
license.
could invent
all
it.
of which costs money. The passport costs
anymore,
how much? Do you know how much a passport costs?
Yeah, I have my passport. I've traveled to over 20 countries before. It costs about $150.
How much does a passport? Okay.
Is that
if
a
it's
financial
required,
burden? You know it's your constitutional right to travel, right? That's technically part of your constitutional rights.
That's a burden.
Do you think that's a violation? Because our Constitution says that we have the right
doesn't guarantee you the right to free travel. No, it doesn't. It guarantees you a right to freedom of movement.
I'm gonna need
if
that.
you
I'm gonna
want
need
to
that
go somewhere, the
article.
government can't stop you.
I can pull up Chat GPT real quick and it'll tell me or not.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Maybe pull up Grok. Tell us which article guarantees you the right, the constitutional right.
I'm just curious because I heard this before. I've never read it out of the Constitution, but I've heard this before.
I'd give a shit. I'd give a shit if genuinely you can prove we have a I don't think you can, that we have a constitutional right to travel internationally, and that has to be done with a passport. Yeah, give those out for free fucking too. If it's a constitutional right, I also think whatever ID we need to get a gun should be free, because we have a constitutional right to get guns.
It says you have the right to movement. It says you have the right to freedom of movement.
Are you gonna let me read it? I'm just gonna read you what it says.
What article is it?
It's gonna tell me all that if you let me read it all.
It doesn't tell you right at the top what article you're reading?
No, just give me an AI summary.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll read you right from the
Cash
article.
Patel says the answer's coming soon, though, guys.
Yeah, I'll read you the article. Hold on.
Well, it's not an article; it's an AI.
No, I'm gonna give you the article in the Constitution.
Okay, which article? Article and section.
Hold on. Chat GPT is horrible. Let me pull up Gemini. Yeah.
I'd go with Grok.
Cool. I know it's a funny little meme. Hi, Grok. What is it called?
Why don't you just
Mecca? I'm not gonna say the last part because I don't know if you can say it on here, and I don't want to cause problems. But you know the name they called it, Mecca. Something else.
I have no idea what you're talking about, nor am I that.
Remember, it had. I'm just gonna say Mecca Adolf. That's what they would call Grok.
Oh, Mecca Hitler was what you were trying to say.
Yeah.
Yes. Elon Musk, who recently was.
Are we debate maxing right now?
I guess we got to move to the next question soon. I like having the open session at the end, but we got to probably start putting timers on it. Let's say at the end of each call or at the end of each one, we do open format for how many minutes you think?
Let's see.
Up to 5 minutes. So. Yeah.
And you guys don't have the regular complaints about the Save America Act. I heard all these Democrats saying all this stuff about it, and you guys didn't make any.
No, of course I have. Of course I have complaints about it.
In general, all the anti-Trump people, well, all the cost of the ID.
The goal of the Save America Act is to get less people to vote, not more. So any Republican who is supporting it isn't supporting it because they support the constitutional right. They're supporting it because they want to win more. But as far as like the voter ID of it goes, I'm fine with it as long as you're guaranteeing it the way a constitutional right is meant to be guaranteed. And that I also
think it's a non-issue. It's already illegal to vote in this country if you're not a citizen here. It's already illegal to federally vote.
And
the ones that have done, we found them and prosecuted them, and their votes are null and void.
The 14th Amendment and sorry to interrupt you. The 14th Amendment and also
the 14th Amendment guarantees the right to interstate travel, to travel between states. Yeah, it talks
about state, but there was a Supreme Court case, Kent versus Duelogues, for international travel, and it got upheld in the Supreme Court that it does include international travel.
But it doesn't include the right to a passport. It just says the government can't stop you from international traveling.
Yeah, isn't that stopping you?
But not in all cases.
Argument you're making.
No. The 24th Amendment, dude. The 24th Amendment specifically says you can't do a poll tax. Not that the government. It literally says you can't charge money for people to vote. It doesn't
Well,
say that about any other constitutional right. That's the only one where it
well, you're
says
not
the government
charging-
can't
you're
charge
not
you
charging
money.
a right to vote, just like you're not charging a right to vote when you drive down the
You
street.
would be. Again, the Supreme Court has upheld that
But then you got to say
requiring
that they're going to
payment for
provide
an
free
ID
buses.
nope, because you can walk there, right?
Well, what if it's 5 miles away? Then you can't walk there.
It doesn't. You still can. I can. I'm
And
fat
that,
as
that
shit, and I
still
can walk
costs
5
money because you have
miles.
to take off work. I know a lot of places give paid days off and whatnot. And there's
Every
like
place is like
Yeah.
legally supposed to let you take
Yeah,
off
I
to
know.
vote.
Is there a timer? Who's on the timer? Is it me or him, or is it
That
just
was-
like
that
time,
was
no,
just-
we
that
were,
was
we were
open.
in
Jimmy
the
gave us an
open.
open.
We were letting everybody. We were
Okay.
letting everybody screech. All right, we're gonna move to the next one.
like
You
the
guys
open.
can take a look at your list and choose one of the questions that you want to be directed at Jovan and I. You guys only have one in the leftist column, but you're welcome to take one from the both column. I'll go see if any of these calls have hung up while you are looking. Okay, I don't actually see Brother of the
Jimmy,
Road.
do you see who the last call? Who the caller is on the last? That's so funny.
Is that the same one though?
It's gotta be.
Okay, I don't actually see Brother of the Road on here. I don't know if you do your MAGA guys who want to challenge Jovan and myself. The number is 619 debates 619-332-2837 619-332-2837. We've got Sam is still there. Jonathan's still there. Scariot is still there. That might mean to be Scarlet.
Oh, I
No,
think
it's one of.
a person called Scarlett that follows me. They're a Democrat, so they're gonna ask you guys probably a question. I don't have it pulled up though.
Do you have the link open that where you're supposed to be
Yeah, I'm gonna
reading which
open it right
calls?
now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. We need to remove Zelda's call.
Anything you guys want to give us?
They're deciding still, it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm still looking. I want to see if the last one calls back.
Well, they haven't so far. You're welcome to steal their question when we get to the round where we can challenge each other with questions. I think in the future, what we're going to end up having is a moderator who is just dedicated to picking these questions out.
Yeah.
And making the
Well, that's
things
what
move faster.
that's what I asked you about.
I know. I
Leslie,
thought
do
we
you
could
see
do
the
it without
questions?
it. I thought we could do it without it. What'd you say?
I got.
Yeah, can you approve my other computer, by the way, for the chat, so I can open the line, the staff portal?
Can I approve your other computer for what?
The staff approval, so I can see everything.
No.
So only one computer?
What are you talking about? You just need to follow the link. You don't need in
Yeah,
our
I know.
staff
I
portal
clicked
at
the
all.
link. It says that I have to. It says you have to give approval.
Did you try to sign into something? I think you
I
were.
just tried to sign into it on a different computer, and it says I need staff approval to see your app thing.
The
'Cause I'm
most
only-
recent link in the group chat with me, you, and Dustly is the link that you needed to click.
Maybe I clicked the wrong one. Let me try again. Okay, yeah, I got it now. Cool.
Thank you. Thought you were just asking if you could be in my staff portal. Like, fuck no.
That's what it says.
I
don't
got
know.
you. I got you.
Yeah, can I be in your staff portal now? I want to be a leftist. I've changed my ways. I'm socialist now.
I think.
So I get to pick one, right?
I think we're gonna pass on that. Yeah, pick one of those questions to designate toward us.
Oh, towards you guys. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Let's see.
Unfortunately, Brother did drop off, so you pretty much got the both. Or you can, once again, like Dustley did with the one before, if you want, you can send us one of your own questions, and we'll try to rephrase it to be more neutral or some shit.
I think the Scarlet one's interesting.
Okay, cool.
What do you think about that, Dustling?
I already pulled. Is it Scarlet or Scariot?
Scariot. I'm not a fucking Democrat.
Okay. Well, scary it. You are on the line and you are going to pose your question right now. We'll both engage, but you'll be posing it to Jovan and Jimmy.
Okay. I'm asking this question for Yoshi since he had to hang up. So ballerinas and football players make permanent changes to their bodies by playing their sports at young ages. Why then should trans teenagers be barred from HRT?
Okay, thank you. Let me hit the menu thing here and let scary it go. And so this was in the both thing. Why should trans teenagers be banned from HRT? Let me start the round here. There's no reason why I would ban trans teenagers from HRT. So I think do we just move this along and let them get their oppositions
I would just let them. Yeah.
You're going to be the ones who have a problem with trans people, not us.
I have a trans guest that comes on frequently. I don't have a problem with trans people. If you're over 18, I don't really have a problem. If you're trans, I have nothing to, do whatever you want with your body. I would advise you to wait till 25. If I was the president of the United States, I would probably change the age for any of these surgeries to be 25. But as far as participating in an actor in cartoon characters on a show that has transgender cartoon characters and promotes LGBTQ stuff, I honestly think that's a really fucked up immoral thing. Even if you're not Christian, it depends on what you get your ethics from. I guess if you get your ethics from being a leftist, that's perfectly fine. But as far as people over the age of 18, whatever, you're trans, I don't care. I'm not going to do anything to bother you. I have friends that are trans. I debate them on my channel all the time. But there's stuff that we could even do a tag team and debate you guys on because they're a huge Christian. They went to a Christian college. But go ahead, Dusty.
I got kind of a question for Scariot in this question because
Scariot's no longer on the line.
Ballerinas and football players making to their bodies, and no matter what they are, you're comparing this to genital mutilation.
One's an accident, one's on purpose, first off. When you get injured in football, one's on accident. Second off, no one should be transgendering children. Children that are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you're 15 years old, you're still too young to make a decision that's going to last the rest of your life. If you can't drink alcohol and smoke cigarettes, the damage that causes a lot of times isn't even permanent, if it even causes damage, if you do it a little bit. But go ahead. I'm done.
I have a couple quick notes. I'll probably let Jovan take most of it. Transgendering is not a verb. Second, you say friends. I don't want to be getting too much into things behind the scenes, but when you say they're your friends and you won't do anything to bother them, does that mean you will use their pronouns, or are you only going to use the pronouns that you think they're supposed to have?
Are you asking?
You can answer. Yeah.
Okay. No, I joke around with my friends all the time. If I make a joke and you don't like it, you don't got to be friends with me.
We're not talking about a joke. We're talking about just all the time. Will you use the pronouns they request, or do you use whichever pronouns you deem them worthy of?
Honestly, sometimes I use it when they're getting a little bit mad at me. Sometimes I use it, but most of the time I just joke around and say Mr. Chris, or I call them by their YouTube name most of the time.
We're not even talking about an individual. So I wouldn't describe you as a friend, and I certainly wouldn't describe you as doing nothing to bug them because you're purposefully trying to show you don't respect their
not
identity.
really like a friend and acquaintance, more like an acquaintance would be a better thing. But
I don't believe the pronouns. I believe the pronouns are for us to use to describe other people.
We're not at the actual exchange position right now. Technically, this is still our end, but we'll go ahead and pass it to you, Dusty. You go ahead and make whatever pronoun point you were going to make.
I was just saying that I don't believe that pronouns is for me to dictate to you what to use. It is for you to use to describe me. And if you look at me and you see a woman, it's not going to offend me and I could care less. It just brings up a whole bunch of questions about you that I don't even want to know the answers to.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I don't have anything wrong with transgenders. I don't think me and this transgender fella argue all the time about, if a transgender woman should go into the woman's bathroom. And a lot of my followers and a lot of people watching out there would say no. And if you ask them the same question, you ask them, say, what if we made a transgender woman bathroom? Would you be okay with that? They would say, no, it excludes you from transgender people or from actual women. Well, if you're not an actual woman, you're a transgender woman, then You should go to the transgender woman bathroom. I don't know what to say, but they're not real women. I mean, if you're gonna ask me what a woman is, I'm gonna tell you it boils down to the chromosomes and their genetic makeup. And if you're gonna tell me there's hermaphrodites, I'm gonna say that's a rare genetic mutation. And most of those people only have one sex organ operating. Therefore, you know, they might be, even their chromosomes might be different, but you know, as
I'm just
far
going
as
to take
what
us into
sex
the
organ
open
works.
format round because this thing has gotten crazy. So I would advise you stop going to the Charlie Kirk cliche school of what things to say about trans people, because you are both showing you don't know shit about shit. First thing, to Dustley's point, Dustley, I'm sorry, that point is stupid, and you know it's not even true deep down. As far as the,
Hey,
of course,
no,
we
that's
all.
personal attack.
Hey,
Hey,
it
that's
is an
personal
attack on
attack.
your
I
point,
love
Dustley. Hey, Dustley.
With
Hey,
you.
Dustley. Hey,
You're gonna
Dustley.
get
Hey, Dustley.
respect.
Dustley, could you get your hormones in check, please? Please calm down. I am going to call your point stupid because your point is stupid. Oh no, you flipped me off. What will I do? I am a YouTuber for a
And I'm
living.
being
You
dictated
can't break
by
through
a
my shell.
closet weirdo and a man wearing cat ears. And you see how where this has turned out? We've got a very respectful show.
Is
You
this
started
respectful?
attacking.
Is respectful? I'm sorry, you don't think I can call a point stupid? Dusty, are you always this sensitive? Is this the MAGA way? Is this amount of sensitivity to hearing that point is stupid?
That he lost his birth certificate, and you said that was an attack.
I'm sorry, what did I say was an attack?
I asked him if his mother lost his birth certificate or what happened to it, and he said I'm attacking him. That's an ad hominem.
I said you were ad hominem. I didn't say you were attacking me.
Did
I said
you
you were
notice
engaging
that-
with the
asked
argument.
Did you notice he
said you weren't
didn't
engaging
melt
with the
down
argument.
over
There
it?
was
What is
no
this
argument.
meltdown thing? So anyway, I'm going to get back to why I think that point was stupid. I think you grew up in male Christian culture, and you know there is not this nonchalance about whether or not you treat me and recognize the masculinity that I have. The fact of the matter is, MAGA knows gender is a spectrum because they beat it into their kids, as it was beaten into me. There is the concept of how much of a man are you? How manly are you? And the first insult they go to trying to emasculate kids is to try and compare them to whether they are a girl or not. And so acting like you're going to sit there and not care, maybe in the same sense of you just don't care when people try to insult you. It's not as though you wouldn't recognize, sir, I will let you talk in a moment. It's not as though you wouldn't recognize that if somebody started referring to you as a she and a her, where clearly you are not presenting as such, that wouldn't be an attempt at insulting you, that it wouldn't be an attempt at emasculating you. And much like the way you just melted down at the most minimal slight, I bet you would melt down at them too as they call you a she and a her.
Are we in open debate? Because I'm not going to.
Yes, this is open.
I'm 6'5". I'm a masculine man. If you think I'm feminine, that just shows me, you know, what kind of women, quote unquote, you like to, you know, engage with.
How in any way, does that engage with the point at all?
Can
Nobody
I-
can accuse
can we
you.
just-
And I've
You are
been to
so
over 20
sensitive.
countries
You are
before,
so
and
sensitive
most
to
of these countries I've
emasculation.
been to
You
say
are
there's two genders.
You are so sensitive to emasculation that you just created a point about if you think I'm feminine when nobody said
No,
you
I'm
were
not.
feminine.
If you do, that's fine.
Goodness
Like I said before,
sakes.
I'm comfortable with my sexuality and I'm comfortable with my masculinity. So
I can emotionally regulate too much to ever be MAGA.
Fun. Huh?
I just want to point out, like on topic, I don't think either of you genuinely knows how gender affirming care works. Like you brought up 3-year-olds. Like none of you have read the WPATH standards of care for this. You don't know what the DSM-5 lists as the standards of care for gender affirming care. Or you wouldn't bring up 3-year-olds. It would be a ridiculous talking point because 3-year-olds don't have access to medical affirming care. And just like to stay on point, kids aren't making these decisions.
Minors do.
Yes, minors do.
Parents make the decision.
At the behest of parents and doctors.
Make a life-changing decision.
Parents make life-changing decisions for their children every day.
If your child identifies as an armless person, should you cut off their arms and amputate them?
No, but if somebody has this, what's it called, body integrity disorder, sometimes we do amputate as a treatment for bodily integrity.
They say they're
first of all, I see, but that's just it. You don't know these things. You're acting so affronted and taken back by it. Instead of listening. Yes, if somebody has body identity integrity disorder, sometimes if their disorder is so severe that they're risking self-harm and suicide.
That is self-harm. That is self-harm. That's cutting off your
No, it isn't.
You gotta love that Euro is here, hearing for the first time about a condition and arguing with the medical treatment for the most severe versions of it.
That's probably done by the same doctors that get like billions of dollars a year. You know, transgendering people. But these surgeries, this is a
This is a
multi-billion-dollar
non-
industry.
We're back to the Charlie Kirk
Euro,
cliche.
this is
a
a
multi-billion-dollar
Euro. This
industry.
argument means nothing. This argument means nothing. It
So
doesn't
it's not-
matter.
you guys
Cancer
hate
treatment is
capitalism.
super. Cancer
you both
treatment is super.
socialists?
Yeah, yes, and we're both advocates for free healthcare. So it doesn't matter to me how much it
Free
costs right now
transgender
because
surgeries
we're
to all the
talking about
minors.
what ought be. We're
Every
not
single
talking
one.
about
Free
what
transgender surgery.
Every single
Homie,
one,
homie,
whether they're
homie, we're
trans or
having
not,
a
every single one.
conversation. We're having an ought conversation. Ought children be able to access this? So if
No.
your ought is stop. If your ought is, well, they're making millions of dollars. Great. Now let's say we have a free healthcare system. Should they still be able to access it? Your answer is
No.
going to be no. So them making money means quite literally nothing to the argument. It is a nonsense point. It's illogical to even talk
Yeah,
about.
but you guys argue about Christianity all the time, even though you're not Christian. That's a nonsense point.
What?
That's the exact
What?
same thing.
Euro,
Yeah, that's the
what?
exact
We
same
already
thing.
went through. We already
That
went
is
through.
the
Oh my
exact
goodness.
same thing.
Homie, what? No,
That
it's
is literally
not.
the exact same thing.
No, it's
Do you
not. Your
see?
argument.
Do you see
the
why I
argument
tried to
you
put so
use-
much structure into this debate to try and keep things on a certain track? And as soon as
Yeah,
we
I'm
let
not
go
even
of
trying
it,
to put it in
I
track.
like the
Whatever
free
points
form.
you have, I can
Here's where
logically
it
break
went.
it down. So how
Euro.
old?
Should
How old?
parents be able to make decisions medically for their children?
Not unless the health condition they have will kill them, and the suicide doesn't count. Unaliving yourself.
Suicide doesn't count?
No.
Suicide,
So they
of
can't-
course,
so they can't
of course,
get-
suicide
That's a
counts.
mental
So wait,
issue. That has nothing to do with
Of
your
course,
physical.
suicide counts.
That's still healthcare. Do you think like psychiatrists don't have to go to medical school all of a sudden? Do you
No,
think
they
they
do.
just they go to some different school because it's all of a sudden not because it's mental health care, it's not medical care?
And just
Well, if you want
just
to
to
really get into history of the transgenderism, we can look at all the doctors
What are we
that
talking?
started it.
Why are we getting
John
into history?
Money.
literally,
John
Money,
Money,
he was an
homie,
Goodness
homie,
sake,
Jewish
goodness
doctor.
sake.
John Money
He was an
didn't start
evil Jewish doctor.
transgender
He
health
did
care.
it, but
You're
he
John
did it.
Money
He
didn't
did it.
start
But he
transgender
did.
health care.
But he
Nobody
did.
even uses
He just
John
started
Money's.
profiting off of
Nobody
it.
even uses John Money's.
He's the one that came up with the
structure.
transgender stuff. He
No, he
modernized it.
didn't. No, he didn't. You have no
modernized the
clue
whole
what you're
pronouns
talking
and the-
about. Have you researched this a day in your life, my
Yes,
G?
John
Because
Money
you have
had a
no
huge
clue what you're
involvement
talking
in the
about.
transgender
John
community.
Money. Let's talk about John Money real quick. John Money did a fucked up experiment on a child named David Reamer because John Money said that
That's
gender and
fucked
sex
up.
are so divorced. Stop and listen. He said gender and sex are so divorced, right, that you can raise anybody born male as a girl and it won't be an issue. So there was a child who had a botched circumcision that fucked up their penis. Right? It was messed up. So what John Money said was, well, it's impossible to repair. So just give him the surgery and raise him as a girl. And what they found was that sex and gender have a inherent linking, whether it be an alignment or a disalignment, and that it doesn't matter how you raise him. His internal gender identity was boy. It didn't matter if he had girl parts. It didn't matter what he looked like. It didn't matter how he was raised. He felt like a boy. He knew he was a boy. John Money disproved his own theory, and we
You're
don't
telling me
use
that's a
John
success
Money's
story?
theory.
That's a
No.
success story?
Are you listening?
Was that
It's funny
so
because
John Money
Euro just tried to use
disproved
this.
his own theory with a failed experiment.
You
to
just
prove
tried to
that
use
they
this at the point
transgenders
for,
work. That's
and
what
now
they
you're
proved.
trying to
Holy
switch
shit.
to
The
against.
person
Euro,
that got
Holy
was
shit.
that a success?
I'm going to
Holy
start
shit.
a school of fallacies and
There's
charge you
no
triple for all
way.
the extra work it's
No,
going to
it
take.
shows that you cannot force someone to be a gender that they don't inherently align with. It's not possible. So parents can't trans their kids any more than John Money could trans David Reamer. It proves that is not possible.
Because you're saying John Money can't trans kids either because it's not their gender to decide. It's the kid's gender to decide. How old are kids when
Dude,
they
you're
can
not
decide
even
what gender?
tracking the conversation right now.
I mean,
How old
at
are
this
kids?
point, we're
What?
8
How
minutes
old?
into this
How old
trans
do you think they should be able to
situation,
transgender? What age?
and you just said what age are they able to transgender? That's not a meaningful thing.
I asked you what age do you
still
think?
think
What age do you
think
think?
that trans means genital surgery, and you think that
No, trans
Democrats
doesn't mean genital
support
surgery.
3-year-olds
Trans doesn't mean
getting
genital
genital
surgery.
surgery. So as
Anybody-
far as
you should be-
anyone at any age can be transgender because it doesn't require medical care to be trans. It
But I'm
doesn't
asking
even require
psychiatric.
dysphoria.
I just want to point out the American Psychiatric Association points out that children understand gender within themselves. Or I'm sorry, they understand gender within other things between 2 to 3, between 3 to 4. They understand gender within themselves, and
But
by
when
the
they're
age of
4
7, their
years
gender.
old, it's
Hold on,
impossible.
listen, and you'll get the
4
answer.
years
By the
old.
age of 7, they have
That's
a concrete
fucked up.
identity. So what? You're not even listening.
You don't have a
You don't know-
concrete identity
you don't
at
know-
7.
yeah,
What are you
you
talking
don't
about?
know-
You don't even have a concrete identity.
Again, I
I mean, the
can
doctors
link
say
you to
one
all the
thing, but
studies.
Euro
It's like,
reckons.
I'm sorry, I can link you to every single academic study
Yes,
we've
there's
done
a
on
lot
this,
of
and all you're doing is
pro-transgender
saying, no,
studies.
I feel that that's
That's
wrong.
big pharma. The same capitalism
That's
that
not
you
a
hate
trans study.
is the
It's
same
not
people
a
making these
study.
studies.
Oh,
homie,
man.
homie, it's not a study talking about trans people. It's a study on every child and how gender develops in every child.
90% of the world thinks it's fucked up if you cut off your
So,
3-year-old's penis.
90% of the
just
world
wanna-
is probably stupid.
gender.
Then I don't know what that has to do with
we
anything.
just addressed
My God, dude.
we just addressed that you were wrong in saying that
Holy
3-year-olds get their
shit.
genitals changed.
I didn't say
But I
that,
would like
you
to
said
summarize this
4-year-olds
debate
should be
so
able
far.
to.
When it comes to transgender stuff, Euro rejects the
dysmorphia is regular
myriad
in
amounts
puberty.
of medical studies and scientific
dysmorphia
evidence.
is normal
But
in
when it
puberty.
comes to voter fraud, he does accept that Kash Patel says it's coming soon. That's all the proof. That's
Well,
all the
you're
proof
the one
anyone needs.
using
That's the evidence.
statistics.
That's the evidence.
You're
That's
trying
not a
to
statistic.
steal man right now.
That's not a
You're
statistic.
trying to steal man.
Do you know what steel man means?
He does
You
not
might
know what
not.
steel man
You're trying
means.
to
Can
make
you
an
He does
define-
not know what steel man
Can you
means.
do me a favor and define what steel man means?
Steal man?
You
You're
make-
trying to say something I didn't even say.
No, that would be a straw man.
Straw man. Sorry, I meant to
A
say
straw man. Yeah. We'll get you there. You can attend my school of logical
Also, Euro,
fallacies.
you gotta let
meant
your
to say
your
straw man,
partner
huh?
talk. You
I
gotta
was
let your
talking
partner
about
talk,
really
biases.
Euro.
fast. What was it?
Euro, you gotta let your
I
partner
assume
talk.
Dustley had rage
Okay, go
quit.
ahead.
Is he here?
Dustley's
still?
not rage quitting.
Just raging.
Go ahead, Dusty. What do you
No,
got?
I'm not. I'm just letting you all hash it out amongst yourselves.
Cool. What are you here for then?
What do you think about the transgender of the kids?
Well, it doesn't do me no good to talk if I'm gonna get walked on by everybody.
Oh,
I want to be heard, so
okay.
I'm waiting.
For?
But there's nothing I'm gonna ask at the moment. You know, I mean, you all got your views, we have ours. Your all's views are no more righter than ours.
Ours are what?
Your all's views are no more right or more correct than ours.
Oh, no. They definitely are. I mean,
Yeah, well, you're not-
tremendously so.
Then why
Tremendously
does
so.
95% of the functioning world disagree with you? The world was not
You're
built
wrong
on your
about that, by the
ideology.
way.
Yeah.
That's
first of all,
that's
that-
a-
It's not built on your
87% of
stat.
87% of stats. 87% of stats that Euro has said in this debate have been made up. I just
But
want to
also,
point that out.
I love that. Are you
I mean,
capable of a
any
non? Hey, can you
sources, huh?
define argument? Can you define argument ad populum?
How'd you come up with 87%?
I made it up like he's been making up his stats.
He literally
Oh,
just said he made it up. It was a
Literally,
joke
just
making fun of
Google
your
it.
side. Hey, can you define argument ad populum for me though?
No, I cannot.
What about you, Euro?
What's the word?
Argument ad populum. It's a type of logical fallacy.
Girl,
I'm thinking a lot of.
I'll point it out. Pew Research, they did a poll and they found that of wealthier countries, 70% are in support of trans identities. Ipsos did a poll and found that 50%, they polled 30 countries and found that 50% are in support of trans identities. I don't know where he's getting the 90% number. It sounds like, again, you're just making it up.
Satire, but honestly, you should travel outside the country a little
Why?
bit. You'll see that
So
most
we're just
people
doing
are
sat.
not-
So
are not-
so your way to
and
get
you're
out that
using
you gave a
articles that
wait,
are-
Euro,
that are
your way to
opinions
get
from
out
your
that you gave a
perspective.
fake statistic. Your way
it was
to
ad-
weasel
it was-
out of you giving a
I
fake
didn't-
stat is to
dude,
say it
I
was
said that.
satire.
It was satire. I said that with
No
such
way.
guilt and face.
Oh my fucking
You
god!
can't take figures of speech. That's on you, brother.
You said
We're
why
in a
did 90?
debate.
If it's so good, why
a
does
really high number.
95% of the world? You literally committed
Most
an
of the
argument
world.
ad populum. You
most of the
committed it.
world.
I love that you switched to most. It's still an argument ad populum, which is a fallacy you desperately need to learn. Nothing is true because most people believe it. Things are true
Nothing
because
is true
the
because you can
facts
find
bear
sources
out.
for everything. That's as stupid as
Nothing is
Yet,
true. That's not
you
what I
haven't
said.
been able to find any in this whole conversation.
And
That's
you can
interesting.
also scrutinize sources, and that's what an actual
Exactly,
skeptic
that's
does.
what I'm telling
It is
you.
in fact why I went from y'all's position as a kid to this position. I was a Christian, Jesus-loving, conservative, just loved the shit out of me of some Republicans and some Jesus. And now I recognize Jesus doesn't exist. If the man ever existed, he's definitely dead. And I recognize that capitalism is essentially a cult that you guys have all fallen for.
But you're saying, well, first off, you're participating in capitalism right now, and second
How-
off, you're saying
what?
Jesus
I'm sorry.
didn't exist.
I'm sorry, Euro. No.
You're
Before
saying
you
Jesus
before you
didn't
move on.
exist?
No. I said he doesn't exist now. He definitely died. If the man exists, he died and he stayed dead.
started your initial
Hey, Euro.
statement by saying Jesus didn't exist. He never existed. You can rewind.
No, I didn't. Euro. No, I didn't.
You said
I went-
Jesus never
Euro.
existed. He existed. He
Euro.
did not exist.
Hey, Euro. I
And you
actually
said
said,
if he did
hey,
exist.
Euro,
You said
Euro,
if he did
Euro,
exist.
Euro. What I
Which
did say,
implies you're saying he doesn't
hey, Euro,
exist. He never
hey,
did.
Euro, hey,
Go
Euro.
ahead.
I said, Jesus doesn't, not didn't, doesn't exist. And if he ever did exist, he died. That does not mean he never possibly existed. I don't know if he existed. We haven't met the burden of proof that even Jesus, the man, existed. But I have no
You're telling me all
problem with
these
a man like
historical
Jesus.
artifacts and all these, like
Yes,
history
correct,
books
correct.
are incorrect?
Because they don't exist. There is no actual contemporary source of Jesus existing. Not one person who ever met Jesus wrote it down. The Gospels are all written anonymously. The Bible is full of books that we don't know who wrote them and weren't written at the same time as Jesus. You are quite correct. We have not met the burden of proof.
That's not
The
the
earliest
that's not
writing,
the
the
understanding
earliest
of history
writings
that I
of
understand.
Jesus. Yeah, every even Christian historian agrees with this. The earliest writings of Jesus Christ's existence are the letters of Paul, which come 20 years after Christ's death. And Paul even states he never met the man. He saw a vision of him in the desert.
Well, what about Muhammad? Is he proven real?
No,
We actually have
actually,
contemporary. I would disagree with it, but we do have contemporary writings of that Muhammad, people who
So
supposedly
one of
knew
you
him
says
while he
no, the other
existed.
says yes. What?
no, hang on. I will explain it to you perfectly. I have the same position on him. I'm actually agnostic to whether or not the man existed, but definitively the man who rode off on a winged horse did not exist.
Yeah.
And the Jesus who ascended to heaven and came back resurrected did not exist. Magic doesn't happen.
I think it is plausible that a man named Jesus Christ existed. I think it's
not Jesus
plausible.
Christ. It would have been Yeshua Smith or
yeah.
some shit like that.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I think it's plausible that that man might have existed. I think it's absolutely improbable that he was a divine being. If we're moving on to a Christian conversation right now.
Yeah, we have a bunch of other calls we could do. Should we get back to the actual debate?
Wait. Desley's finally talking. I want to let him.
All right, Desley.
I expect a couple of guys that a few thousand years ago would probably be in the center of Sodom and Gomorrah to believe in Jesus. But I will add you to my prayer.
Oh man, and you're really against being disrespectful and insulting people during debates. It's not a value of yours, Desley, if you resort to it after your opposition allegedly does it. It's just a preference. You literally, yes, he just compared us to people who were killed because they had butt sex, because they put their penises in the anuses of other men. It goes something like this.
Wait, I'm gonna say
an insult.
I'm gonna say full voice.
Dumb as fuck.
Wait, full voice. I don't think Desley disrespected me because tell him like I ain't nothing wrong with a little booty play.
What are you talking about?
Desley, it's so important to Desley that we be respectful. He's only flipped the bird, had an absolute meltdown, and now basically said we would have deserved to be in the country of people who died. Fuck you, Desley, in your fucking face. Go fuck yourself. I give a shit. First of all, your audio's been dog shit from the onset, despite the fact that Euro promised you guys were coming in with proper mics and cameras. You didn't. We can't hear you half of the fucking time. And when we can hear you, you're being a fucking cunt. So who gives a fucking shit what you have to say? Anyway, should we move back to the structured way we do this debate?
That word. You really use the C word? I'm surprised.
I said cunt. Yeah, I said cunt.
Leftists use the C word. You use the word.
You get surprised by fucking everything. You were surprised I was grilling steak one night because you don't know what a fucking leftist is.
It was a joke.
You think that leftists have to be vegans
you guys
too?
Can't handle
everything's fucking satire. Everything's
I think doing satire in the middle of a debate is kind of silly because like we're debating. Why would you use satire in the middle of a debate?
Guys, if objectively I lost any argument during this, I just want you to know, identify anywhere you think I lost. I was just being satirical. It was satire. What? Anyway, do we continue on?
Yeah, sure. Let's callers go call in.
We have tons of calls. We just have to pick which one we're going to do next.
I don't even know whose turn it is.
It would now be our turn to pick a call for the MAGA. I like Pam.
I like Pam as well.
Cool. We're going to bring Pam on the air to ask the MAGAs the question. Pam, you are on the line. How are you?
Hey, Jimmy, I'm just swell. How are you doing?
You know, the blood pressure's raised, but go ahead and give your question to the MAGAs.
Okay, this is for the guy with the Trump flag behind him. I don't know your name. I'm sorry. I'm not just trying to be rude. I see I have a hat saying you'll hear my cockatoo screams because whenever I
that's okay. We'll just do the question. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm watching this from my room too. I'm her son. I just wanted to say hi. I never.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We are trying to move this along though, so please, if we could just get the question in, thank you.
I'm trying. I see you have a hat saying Trump 2028. You must believe a 79-year-old two-term president is eligible for a third term. I'm sure that you probably know that in 1951, the 22nd Amendment was ratified. How are you going to get this done? Are you going to burn the Constitution or ratify a new amendment? What are you going to do?
Thank you, Pam.
So
We will start your 90 seconds. Go ahead.
Well, first off, we all know about this hat. I'll just go ahead and say that. Trump 2028. When does Trump leave the presidency? Does anyone know? When would Trump leave out of office if any of the horrible stuff you guys say about him doesn't happen? When will Trump
January
leave
20th,
office?
2029.
Okay, I'm glad that you know that. A lot of leftist and anti-Trump people can't even figure that out. And I know you're putting your numb on your finger on your nose and picking your nose and whatnot. But I'm being serious. A lot of them don't even know. They think it's in 2028. They think Trump leaves office. So Trump is going to be in office until 2029. Now, if you're referring to this as going into another term, that may happen. If it does happen, I would support it. It could also be Donald Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr., or it could be Eric Trump, or it could be his daughter. And in 10 more years, it could be Barron Trump. So as far as Trump 2028, there's a lot of stuff I can say for this hat. But we all know it started as a little bit of satire. Donald Trump has said he's not going to run for president in 2028. Gavin Newsom even said he's not going to run anymore. And I guess J.D. Vance isn't going to run, apparently. But people change their minds all the time. But, as far as this being 2028, Democrats had 4 terms, so I think it's only fair. FDR had his 4 terms. He died during his 4th term. You guys had 4 terms. If the Constitution's ratified, I don't think anything's more democratic than letting people vote for who they want to vote for. Isn't that how a democracy is supposed to work? In Canada, you can keep running forever.
So as far as the clarifier goes,
I want to clarify.
Go ahead.
So if Trump does run for a 3rd term and doesn't ratify the Constitution, you would not vote for him because he's doing something illegal, correct?
I don't see that happening, but if that per se did happen, yeah, I wouldn't vote for him if it was illegal. If it went to, I would let the Supreme Court make the decision. I probably wouldn't vote for either parties until they made a decision. Because at the end of the day, who interprets the Constitution? That's up to the Supreme Court. So we can also,
indeed.
But I would probably wait and not vote anyway. Or it would probably be the primaries when that started to happen, so it would be in court soon. Who's talking now? Is it me or is it you guys?
No, you guys have a minute left. You're on the
we have a minute left. Okay, I see it.
That's what the green highlighted on your side means.
Yeah, I see it. As far as that's pretty much what I got to say. I don't know who's going to run in 2028, but you guys probably won't. I don't know if you vote Democrat or not. If you're anti-Trump, I think that's why a lot of leftists get called, Democrats, because they vote Democrat. They might not align with the Democrats' values. I don't think you guys align with the Democrats' values. And most Democrats today, I wouldn't even categorize them as regular Democrats. I think they're like leftist. They want, they're passing all these laws in California. There's this one law I heard about in California where it said if a minor is wearing some kind of lingerie, a law enforcement can't stop and question them for prostitution or anything illegal. I think that's going to raise the rates of sex trafficking in California. And there's all kinds of different laws I've seen. I don't know all the information on it. You guys can do some research. You can tell me what you know about it. But that's what I heard Gavin Newsom passed. That's what I heard. But you guys probably don't support Gavin Newsom anyway, do you? Other than he wants to see more trans kids.
Did you hear Gavin Newsom pass it, or did you read the bill?
I heard. I already said you guys can research it yourself. I didn't read the bill.
Do you guys,
I can pull it up.
Please, people, go back and watch the debate and try and point out, somebody go through and count every time that he's introducing something as a fact that's a thing he's heard about.
It wasn't a fact.
Jesus Christ. Well, it could be. Why bring it up? Why be satirical in an actual debate? I have to ask you, if I'm open to doing this again, but first of all, I thought you were bringing your facts and figures guy, and you told us it was going to be the guy who challenged us.
I never said facts and figures.
Whatever you want to call him. Whatever you want to call him. He's the stats guy. He's the veteran guy. Bring that guy back. Bring me a challenge.
Yeah, I can bring that guy.
Bring me a challenge, and I'm open to the idea. But goodness sakes, here we are, and you just sat there and pretended that Trump 2028 could refer to. It's so bad faith to pretend you don't know that the 4s and the 8s, or the 2s and the 6s, depending on the year you're in, refer to campaign years and the years that your election is. And for you to sit there and pretend like, oh, you guys are getting triggered when it's just referring to the fact that he'll be president in 2029. First of all, no, it isn't. The only kind of good defense you had there was, I want a Trump in 2028. I'm not referring to Donald. I want a political dynasty. We love those over here on the right. The Democrats love them too. You guys are both fucking idiots about that shit.
You were trolled. Don't be
no.
Successfully trolled.
Oh no!
How is it troll when
And I would
Bannon
definitely look into
himself,
that I would definitely look into
Bannon
that.
literally said Trump is trying to run for a third term. He's got the plan and we've got it, and we're going to put it in works in election year. So we're trolling when his own people are saying he's doing it.
We're trolling when it gets introduced by a Republican in the Congress. Let's just go back to open format since things have become nonsense. When they take it and they put it on the floor of the House, that's trolling.
Was lit
When
up.
did they put it on the floor of the House?
So you are, did you actually enthusiastically, this question is for Dustley, vote for a guy who you recognize as you think like a great president is somebody who's going to troll people and distress citizens about the Constitution? Because if they're distressed about the Constitution just because the guy who is president is saying he's going to wipe his ass with it, that's their fault for not realizing he was trolling. That's the guy you like as president?
Democrats
sure
get
do.
very easily stressed.
I like the majority of things Trump's done.
I
I'll
believe
say
you.
that.
I believe you.
But I don't like everything anybody's done.
Yeah.
But I don't
It
have no
doesn't
issue.
confuse me.
Democrats
Y'all
have
bunch of
stress paying their bills. They have stress putting on their pants in the morning. I mean, who are we going to kid? Who are we going to joke right now? They're already going to create stress for themselves anyway.
Are you
They're
shitting on
already
the
gonna
idea of
create-
people stressing about the bills? That's literally why you guys won the election. It didn't
I'm
have to
not
do with
saying
Trump's
financially, I'm
incredible
saying, like, to
view.
press the button
It
to pay
literally, Donald Trump is president right now because Kamala Harris wouldn't present a way to go differently from Biden about addressing affordability. They basically just went like, sure, affordability is bad, but it's better than it could be. So be grateful for that. That's how they shit the fucking bed.
I'm not talking about financials. I'm just talking about.
I don't know why this is a. I don't even know how this is a. Farm bankruptcies are up 55%. We had the lowest year since 2006 for job growth.
Why is the
based
stock
on Trump's
market
own
booming?
numbers? It
The
does.
stock Holy shit.
What
does that have to do with
right
job
now
growth?
Didn't
Job
earlier
growth. Trump only added, like, what was it, 150,000 jobs to the economy in the entirety of 2025?
That's completely incorrect. Show me the
Do you
source of
actually?
that.
One of you literally earlier
Sure.
made the point that GDP can't be
He
looked at
added
at
over a
how the
million
economy
jobs.
is going, and then you just had the actual
That's not
the
what I said.
cojones, the audacity to say.
I never got to respond to one of
You
your
didn't-
immigration points. Jovan,
Dusty,
I
you
never
go
got to
ahead.
respond to your GDP.
Dusty,
Yeah,
go ahead
just
and
really
get
quickly.
close to your mic. Go ahead and
Wait.
restate then what you said, since you're saying I wasn't correct.
GDP is not a reference or any kind of scale to quantify your level of living, your quality of living. They don't go hand in hand, because if they did, India would have the best quality of life on the planet.
India's GDP is 46 times lower than ours. Why do we keep bringing up India like they have a
has a higher
this
GDP
massive
than the UK.
Hey, the funny thing about what you just did,
It was a lot
Dusty,
lower. I
the
mean,
funny
what
thing
is
about what
your
you
point
just
with
did,
GDP?
Dusty, was go, that's not what I said, and you basically then repeated what I said you said. So anyway, the point I was actually making was you guys made the point that GDP is not the sole. You can't look at that number and go, that's how the economy's doing, which is true, Dusty. I wasn't even disagreeing with you. And yet, you with your full ass over there, Euro, just a second ago, then why is the stock market doing great? Do you believe the stock market is a good reflection of the greater economy?
I believe it's a better reflection than GDP.
That's fucking insane.
Is it better than job growth?
Job growth, it's hard to actually get real statistics because there's no way you're going to interview and get everyone's pollings for 380 million Americans. How can that be accurate?
We don't do pollings to get job growth numbers.
They do call-ins. That's
you want to
literally
say
what they
you
do.
want to
They're
say we
really
can't get
calling
good
home to
numbers
home and asking about job numbers. Like, it's
All
stupid.
of-
The whole
all
way
of
they
Elon
do
Musk-
it makes no sense. It's
all of
completely-
Elon Musk's company trade at something like 100 times whatever the company actually makes, because those stocks are based purely on speculation and not the actual value. In fact, That is the stock market. The stock market operates on people guessing how things are going to go and what will eventually pay off, and not how things are. So for you to sit and go, job numbers aren't good because they're not very accurate, when the stock market doesn't even try to be accurate, and most Americans are locked out of meaningfully participating in the stock market, is fucking wild.
Wait, really quick.
$10 or $20.
Really quick, I just want to point out, because I was told that I didn't have accurate information earlier. Trump's own Bureau of Labor Statistics is who put out the job growth numbers for 2025.
And
Trump's
he fired
team,
them?
Trump's
What did he
people.
do? Did he
No,
not
this
fire
was
them?
this was well after that.
He fired
this
them
is
after
well
they-
after that.
He fired them shortly
No,
after
he
that.
fired them last year. We're talking
Jovan,
about the numbers that were put out this year.
He heard they
that
were
person might
fired,
get
though.
fired again. You said 2025 though, so I don't know.
So wait, why can Donald Trump not hire people that do their job correctly?
Huh?
Why can Donald Trump not hire people that can do their jobs correctly? Why does everybody he hire mess up and he has to fire them?
You want me to talk about the Trump cabinet?
No, right now.
Because they have
You
to
said
be
that
approved by Senate,
you said that
because
the job
everyone in the
numbers were incorrect.
administration-
Wait, right now, you're making the claim that the job numbers that Trump's BLS put out, his own Bureau of Labor Statistics put out, are incorrect. Based on what evidence?
Based on the fact that it's basically virtually impossible to collect all that information.
So
from
not
everyone in the
based on
country.
any evidence at all,
Yeah,
Euro.
that is
That's not
evidence.
evidence.
You can find
That's
plenty
not
of articles
evidence.
about this.
If those
Everyone
numbers
out there,
came
do
out,
your own research.
Euro, if those numbers came out and said Trump
Those
added
numbers have
10
never been claimed to be accurate.
Euro,
They've
if
always
those
said it's an
numbers came
estimate.
out, if those numbers came out and said Trump added 5 million jobs to the market in 2025, you would be singing his praises about it. The only reason you
don't
think
like
they're
to use
inaccurate
any of
is
the
because they're
government
low.
data. The
The
CPI
only
was
reason you
incorrect,
think
too.
they're Homie, the
CPI
only reason you
for
think the
Trump-
numbers are wrong is because they don't paint him in a favorable
No, I
light.
don't
That's
trust
the only
any of
reason.
the government stats. That Biden's CPI, there's no way the highest CPI he had was 9.1%. Do you agree on that? Do you think
What are
the
you basing
CPI
that on? Based on
This
what?
is government statistics.
What government statistics? You have to be. Can you stop being vague for
The
5
government
seconds?
CPI. Do you know who reports the CPI in the government?
When I was a kid, I used to say the phrase
whatever.
scientists
The
have proven
Consumer
a
Price
lot.
Index. Yes, that's
Yeah,
what you're
so
talking
what?
about. The Consumer Price Index said it was only 9.1%. Do you believe those government statistics under Biden?
What evidence do you have that it's wrong?
The evidence that when I went outside, I saw prices went up 30, 40, 50%.
You must,
And
Euro, you're
everyone
going to be
else
able to
in
get the
country
greatest.
reported the same thing.
I think you're going to be able to
There's
get the
studies
greatest
on it, too.
stats. I think you're going to be able to get the
But they're
greatest
not- they're
stats degree
controversial.
ever.
They're
I think you've
they're
just
controversial.
busted the model. We've
You
been
wanna
giving
hear a
people
stat
degrees.
model? Here's
We've
a
been
stat
giving
model.
people We've been giving people degrees in statistical analysis for years, and I didn't realize that all you actually had to do was just go outside.
Well,
I didn't realize that was like, what are we doing? You're not answering any question. You're going,
It's the most anecdotal of
statistically
anecdotal
false.
shit.
Most stats are proven statistically incorrect. That's a stat. Why
where do you
would use
where do you
that?
base that on? What do you base that on?
Yeah,
Google
show me.
it.
Name the
Google that
study.
stat.
Google it. Google it. Google it. That's the best.
You don't want to
Brother.
read the sources.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Here's
you
what
don't
I'm
want
gonna
to read the
do.
same sources I'm going to read.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
That is a
Brother.
statistical fact.
Come
We're gonna-
I don't
on,
trust
dude.
government numbers. I don't think the government does a good job running.
You don't trust
enterprise.
anything.
No, I do. Just not the government.
So when
numbers.
when Trump said that he got illegal immigration down to 0, do you believe him?
Well, he even said that wasn't 100% correct. He said, of course, there's going to be a couple slip-ins and slip-outs.
A couple?
There's going to be some. I don't know what you mean by a couple.
How, do you trust the numbers that Border Patrol says on how many people Trump deported?
Are you talking about self-deportations or by ICE?
Nope, by ICE.
By ICE, yeah, I trust those numbers.
Why? It's a government.
That's the most trustworthy source. They're the ones doing it. They're the ones deporting them by hand. I don't trust
you
it
have
100%.
such bias,
I don't
homie. You have
trust it
such
100%.
bias.
No, to answer your
Like,
question,
you're
I don't
literally
trust
just
it.
engaging in
But
so
if
much
I had to
bias
pick a
right now.
source, if I had to pick a source to choose from, I probably would pick that one since they're the one doing it. But I don't think sources.
Then
are
how
all
come
that
Donald
accurate.
Trump? Then how come Donald Trump deported less people than Joe Biden?
That's not true in any metric.
Yes, it is.
And first off, are you comparing his 4 years versus his 1 year? Or are you
In
comparing?
Biden's last year in office, 2024, he deported 600, and I think it was either 650,000 or 675,000. Trump only deported 600,000. Why did Trump deport less? Both numbers
You're
came
not
from the
counting
same sources.
self-deportations. You don't think self.
We're not counting self deportations under Biden either.
You're counting turnaways. Trump doesn't count.
No, we're counting
Deportations,
deportations,
not
not
turnaways.
turnaways.
You're telling me there was 600. What? 600,000. You're telling me Biden
The
had a-
numbers come from the exact same source, my guy. But you don't believe the numbers about
Those
Biden. You only believe the ones about Trump.
self-deportations don't count.
Correct.
Why?
To this, why would it matter? If the numbers are
You're
measured the
saying they
same
had
way,
more
to
deportations.
this argument,
Technically,
why
the
would it
Wait, I'm
matter?
gonna double check.
They
I'm gonna
count
double check. I'm gonna
self-deportation.
double check for you right now if self-deportations counted.
I want you to tell me right now what bias.
Because if they do, I'm going to let you know. If self-deportations count, that's worse for him.
Right.
You know
'cause
that, right?
How
That
is
means
that
his
worse?
number
That's
will be
over
less
1.3
despite.
million deportation. No, that's over like, I don't remember the actual deportation numbers off the top of my head.
Yeah,
remember
voluntary
what you heard
deportations
somewhere?
don't count in deportation numbers because those people just leave on their own.
According
There
to
also
who?
wouldn't be any way to
They don't
accurately
leave
track
on their
that.
own. They leave with
Wait.
a plane ticket purchased by the United States of
Wait.
America.
No. Some people who voluntarily leave just leave. They
Some
just
of them
leave the
do.
country.
But do you know
Wait,
there's
so
a
then how could you
process?
accurately count those numbers?
I said, do you know the process of it? All of these numbers are counted through
Do
the
I know
app.
the
You know,
All right.
you know the process.
It's
on the app.
8:07. The timer's up. This is technically when the debate was supposed to end, but we didn't even do the round where we can bring things back up and do question back and forth. I don't know how much I care to, unless Dustley wants to withdraw, literally wishing death on the two of us. I don't really give a fuck about the remainder.
I have one really big one that Euro said earlier that I think just points out, in my opinion, how much, and unfortunately, Euro, you don't know about this stuff. You said very specifically when we were talking about immigration numbers and the cost of immigration, you said, I mentioned before you did, I first said, well, the CBO, the budget office, put out this number that includes children. And you said, well, I don't know where you're getting your information. We can look at places like the Cato Institute and they shades, blah, blah, blah. The Cato Institute used the Congressional Budget Office report that I brought up. They used that report to make their analysis.
The 2026 report where they are talking about legals and illegals.
No, I'm not thinking about the 2026 report at all.
So what are we doing? We sticking around?
What about
that's the only one I cared enough about to
what about Homeland
hold
Security,
on to.
where they said that the negative was $450 billion a year from illegal alien immigrants.
What was the methodology they used to come up with that number?
I mean, you have to read the whole article about it. You can look up
Exactly.
Homeland Security.
Wait, so he has to do it first before you do?
Methodology, but they broke down each part: education, insurance, healthcare, all of that stuff.
Yeah, if I don't know their methodology, what do you want me to say? They absolutely could be using flawed methodology in this.
Respond? Huh?
I just this is me responding.
You said you don't know anything about it.
You would have to show me their methodology. Show me their methodology then, Euro.
Literally, why aren't you responding to the thing I just said? And I told you I don't know.
Do you have 15 more minutes?
Wait, Euro, what do you think I mean when I'm asking you for the methodology? What do I mean?
The way they found the data presented.
So how did they find the data?
I have to pull it up right here. I don't remember every study by study, but it's definitely there. And it's by the government. This is a government study. This is not a third-party study.
This is a Department of Homeland Security.
I like dissociated. Which one are we talking about? Which study are we talking about?
Wait, this is the $500 billion claim that came from a report from the House Homeland Security Committee that was done by a staffer. So it wasn't even done by the DHS itself. It was just done by a staffer in the House Homeland Security Committee, okay, which is not the Department of Homeland Security, by the way. Those are two different things. They're not the Department of Homeland. Wait, hold on. But this is why I asked you your methodology. This is why I asked I asked your methodology, because you said this comes from the government, not from an outside group. They didn't get the number using government calculations. They got it by compiling estimates.
Government calculations. But there are government.
Euro, take a pause, take a breath, and listen to what I'm saying. You said that this is a number that doesn't come from outside groups, but to get to their number, they used outside groups' data. They didn't use internal data. So yes, it is a number that comes from outside groups. From outside groups, specifically the Center for Immigration Studies and the Federation for American Immigration Reform. That's the ones they used.
The FAIR. Right? So, what about the FAIR reports?
I just said the Federation for American Immigration Reform. That is,
you're just going to ignore all those sources.
Again, Euro, your claim was that they don't use outside sources, and that's exactly what they use to come.
They're a government source.
I can wait.
Sources. It's a government source. It's on the government website.
I have the ability right now to replay the tape. You did say they don't use outside sources.
I said it's a government source.
It's gonna be really bad for you when I replay it and you say the same thing.
Other sources, then I'll retract
so wait, so you do, so Euro, you do accept
if I said that, but I don't think I did.
Euro, you do then accept all of from the Biden administration, all of the transgender care stuff that was issued because those were government sourced, right? You accept all of them, right? All the
We've already been
recommendations
over
for
this.
trans care? It was a government source.
Government sources are not reliable.
It was a government source.
We also have to look
best
at.
thing you can do.
You
is
just told us to
use
accept it
government
because it was a
sources.
government source.
Okay, we have to look at the flaws too
I
in your
didn't say to
source
accept
here.
it. I said it's a government source because that's what you seem to want.
Euro,
It was a
your
staffer.
source is super
And it's not even a
flawed.
government source. It has 3 other subsources that you just mentioned that it cites.
Yes,
including-
outside. Yes, but you didn't look. This is my problem. Is you say
There.
there's this report, and I know for
There
a fact
is. Read
all
the
you
FAIR
did.
report.
Listen, Euro, please.
Why don't you want to read the FAIR report? What report did you give me? Before you leave,
I know
can you do me one
Euro.
favor? Give me the
Oh
source
my
you
God.
used. Give me the source you used.
Oh
That's all I
my
want.
God.
Give me the source you used.
When I give my sources on this, I use the Congressional Budget Office report, like I mentioned, which is why when you said,
Congressional
well,
Budget
let's look at
Office.
Cato, and Cato just references the CBO report. But the problem and the flaws in the report you're mentioning, this 500 billion number, it doesn't just talk about federal and state taxes. It also talks about local taxes and private costs, as if that has anything to do with what they're charging us. The other issue is it looks at also emergency health care. It's illegal to turn someone away from the emergency room in the country. It's illegal to do
and
this.
They shouldn't be in here in the first place. That cost us billions of dollars a year.
If somebody's here on vacation and they need to go to the ER, should we turn them away?
Well, if you're applying for a visa, you have to come here and get insurance.
If they're here on vacation,
no, you don't. You have to apply for a visa. Then you purchase insurance.
You don't have to get insurance.
Yes,
no, you don't. No, you
yes,
don't.
You do. If you're coming from Europe, you do.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Depends on
This
what
is a
country,
lie.
But if you're coming from Europe, yes, you do.
This is a lie.
It's not a lie. You have to buy health coverage to apply for a visa.
Dusty wants to talk. No, you don't.
If you apply for a visa, you have to get health care. Yes, you do. I've lived in
don't.
3 other countries. Go ahead, Dusty.
Part of the problem isn't that they go in for the emergency health care. It's that when they leave after the emergency health care, they are on, I don't remember which it is, Medicare or
Medicaid.
Medicaid. Thank you. Medicaid. But they leave with ongoing insurance many of the times. That's the problem.
Sure. Let's just make healthcare free, and then we don't have to worry about unpaid medical.
What we should do is charge them and send them back to their country, and then if they don't pay, make their country pay for it, because we're not going to pay for them.
Why?
Their
countries pay for us when we go.
I can name you some countries that are passing laws right now. If you go there to visit as an American citizen, here's an example. Ex-Soviet Union country, Georgia. If you go there to visit as an American citizen, you have to purchase health care.
Bro, are we pulling Georgia? Are we pulling Georgia as our model?
Well,
is that what we're pulling?
It's not socialist anymore. It's not communist or whatever you want to call it.
If I go to Canada,
so is your point that as Georgia becomes more capitalist, they are going to start denying healthcare benefits to more people?
By the way, I just fact checked it.
Exactly what you just said.
Wait, I just fact checked it. No, you're not required to purchase health insurance to enter Georgia as a U.S. citizen. U.S. citizens can actually enter Georgia visa free up to 1 year.
No, look on the consulate for U.S. in Georgia. I promise you it's on there. I was living there for quite a bit of time, and I remember when they changed the law. So.
Okay, he remembers.
You can look it on the U.S. consulate, Georgia.
This feels a lot. This feels a lot like I went outside and saw the prices were 30 to 40% higher.
It's on the travel advisory.
Which is funny. I just went outside. I saw the gas prices.
Advisory.
So are we sticking around? What are we doing here? Are we wanting more of these call questions? Are we continuing on?
More call questions.
It's our turn for the question, isn't it?
I think that's probably true. You gonna swallow your pride and withdraw your Sodom and Gomorrah shit from earlier?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
And as socialism has faded away in Georgia,
you're just gonna stick with invoking the genocide of queer people as something that you're just like super dope on.
Georgia has great capitalism.
If God purposefully killed Sodom and Gomorrah,
are we not choosing a question right now? Is it not our turn to choose a question?
Oh, is it right now where you're like, God, I just want to be so strict about the rules right now, don't you, Dustley?
I'm just trying to respect your platform, pal.
Oh, dude, let me be so clear. Then don't worry about it. I'll pull it on. But since your meltdown, I've lost all respect for you, and I'm annoyed that he brought you anyway because you weren't who I agreed to debate. To tell you the truth, if he had made it clear that the change was happening, I would have been like, fuck that old guy. His fucking beliefs come back from the 40s where he thinks it's cool when queers died.
The 40s?
Yeah. You know what?
Hey, do you
You're
think
the one that don't want to move on. You're the
Yeah,
one
yeah.
that don't
I don't
wanna-
think queers were ever oppressed in this country. The only way they can put you to
ever.
death if they catch you doing gay stuff. I mean, why? How are they catching you doing gay stuff?
Wait.
Why
You
are you
don't.
doing gay stuff in front of children?
Do you want to stand by
Because
that?
no
You don't
agents
think
of that.
queers have ever been oppressed in this country?
I
You
mean,
stand
I'm
by
sure
that?
some of them have been prosecuted and
Ain't no way he
whatnot,
said that.
but that's on you.
Why
are
would you set
doing
the
gay
bar
stuff out
so
of privacy?
low? Why would you set the bar so low as queers have never been oppressed in this country? That's
Well,
fucking
there's
crazy.
exceptions for every rule, but at
You
the
think-
end of the day, most of
Hey-
the time, there really
Hey,
hasn't been.
Dusty, American slavery was bad or good? I want to get an idea of your
Colonization
values.
was positive, but as far as slavery, slavery was bad. But as far as us colonizing
Let me
the
just
world, yeah, that was
let me
fantastic.
just ask you a question. When
Otherwise,
Massachusetts
a lot of people would be living in mud huts
Euro,
today.
Euro, why are
when
you talking over
Massachusetts
Dusty though? Because that question was for him.
Euro, when Massachusetts executed people for same-sex acts when the country started, was that not oppression of gay people?
Well, how? I mean, it technically is oppression, but how are they catching you?
Oh,
Why
thanks.
are you doing these acts?
Thanks.
But it falls
Thank
on
you. Does it
Dusty,
matter
I
why?
said there's
Dusty, American-
outliers for every rule, is there not? That's an
Dusty,
outlier.
American
right there.
slavery, good or bad?
That's an outlier. Slavery was it has
No,
some
Jimmy, check
Dusty.
Discord, please.
Euro, I keep saying Dusty, and you keep
Okay,
talking
sorry,
over
go
him.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, I want to move on. It's our turn to pick a question.
No,
Are we
no,
moving-
no.
you
We're
giving-
actually, we're
Are
yeah,
you
yeah,
giving
yeah.
up? Moving
That's right.
on.
We're giving up. Just Dusty. The first thing you said to me was, "People know me as Dusty or racist Gandalf."
Because
And
you don't
I
want
buy it.
us to pick the next question. I get that because you probably
Yeah.
couldn't answer it.
Hey, what time was this debate supposed to be
What?
over? Did you know
No
that?
one said fix the number.
It's up to you all. You all the ones that don't want to move
Hey,
on.
hey, Dusty. Hey, so Dusty,
What?
we scheduled this debate.
That's
Hey,
fine.
Dusty. Hey, Dusty. If you shut your mouth. Hey, Dusty. If you shut your stupid fucking mouth, I'd explain this to you. Hey, fuckface, shut the fuck up.
No,
We
you shut
scheduled
the
it.
fuck up.
You shut the fuck up, bitch. We set this thing from 6 to 8 o'clock. You're a little bitch, dude. Hey, Dusty, you're such a little fucking hormonal
Listen, will
bitch.
y'all shut the
Hey,
freak up,
Dusty,
or are we gonna do this or not?
get your hormones in check.
Fuck you.
Did you know
Listen,
that when
I
you
think
scream, it
colonization was
literally
perfect. If it
Zoom
wasn't
is
for us colonizing
Zoom is
America and
Zoom is
Europeans
literally
doing what they
muting you
did,
every time you
this man
scream.
would probably be living somewhere
Dusty,
else in Africa.
Dusty, you're a hormonal bitch,
possibly.
and legitimately,
If you were never brought over to America, unless your family
legitimately,
immigrated in the
Euro
last
owes me
years,
an apology for a different debate than he promised, because you
I
were not
already
the
told
promise,
you.
and I wouldn't have agreed to having you.
About your feelings.
Uh-huh.
I know it's past bad time, child.
Sir, you're talking about my feelings. You melt down at the tiniest inkling that you think you might have been insulted.
So, Jovan, do you think colonization?
You're
was good?
yelling so
You think
much you keep
imperialism
getting
and
muted
colonization-
by Zoom.
Hold on. Let me just cut in. I was told the time of this debate was going until 9 p.m. my time. I
Yeah,
have shit
we're
to
past
do,
it.
so I have to go.
Yeah.
Euro, Jimmy will give you my information. If you want to set a debate, me and you, Jimmy will give you my information. We can set a
I'll
debate
probably
for
have
another
Euro
time.
back. Just fuck this racist ass grandpa with his stupid homophobic bullshit. Fuck you in your fucking face. Bye, everybody. This was lovely.
All right, bye, everybody.